destroy the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, known as HIPAA. A national coronavirus surveillance network, hospital surveillance network, would affect Americans' rights on a scale not seen since 9/11. Using COVID-19 as an excuse to monitor hospital emergency rooms is disingenuous at best and misleading at worst. Over 100 inmates riot at Washington prison amid coronavirus outbreak concerns. The Mind Unleashed reports that according to Washington State Patrol, there was a prison riot involving over 100 inmates at the Monroe Corrections Complex on Wednesday. Local news source King 5 reported that things were set on fire during the disturbance. However, other sources only reported threats of fires. It's not immediately clear what sparked the uprising or if the prisoners had any demands. But the Mind Unleashed reports it's the same prison that has been in the news in recent weeks due to a coronavirus outbreak. The Department of Corrections website says that a total of 6 inmates and 5 staff members at the Monroe facility have tested positive for the virus. Overhead video captured by Como News showed a large group of inmates handcuffed in a field wearing masks. Earlier in the week, a lawyer representing the inmates filed a suit for their release. Support for the Liberty Beat is brought to you by the Homestead Guru. The Homestead Guru is an educational website offering tips, tools, news, stories, and commentary on everything homesteading. Topics include green homes, gardening, animal husbandry, do-it-yourself, home remedies, alternative energy, survivalism, unschooling, and more. Those details are found online at thehomestead.guru. This is the Liberty Beat, powered by the SNLS Network at snlsnetwork.com. I'm Mick Murrow, reporting for the Liberty Beat, reminding you, spread liberty with a smile.
CEO Jeff Potkel went berserk earlier this morning, becoming drenched in his own blood and the blood of several employees as he viciously demanded the staff produce more web video content, or he would, quote, kill them all.
We need more videos! Videos with bands! Random videos! Funny videos! I want a video with a celebrity! I don't give a shit which one! You think this is funny? I'll show you funny!
He threw our office manager's body against the door and then told us that nobody could leave unless we came up with 3 original video ideas. Then he made us watch as he bit his own tongue in half.
People don't want to read! They want videos! They want to sit at work and watch videos! Videos need to go viral! 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 Viral!
This is the Onion News Network.
Free Talk Live.
That's right, it is Free Talk Live, and you are free to call in and talk live here on the airwaves. That's what we do here on Free Talk Live. We make it simple for you. Stuck at home because it's Sunday evening? Stuck at home because it's new Corona land?
I'm calling it house arrest now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's also Easter Sunday, so a lot of people will probably be at home anyway, but we do have the lockdown.
Missing your family because they can't come over for Easter borscht or whatever your family has for Easter. It's probably not
hot
rabbit.
cross buns and hard-boiled eggs. Breakfast for me.
It's not Haas and Pfeffer.
No.
Well, whatever. You can call in. The number's 855-450-3733. It's 855-450-FREE. One thing that's been happening during this whole COVID-1984 thing is the Tiger King.
Oh, geez.
Now, I know we've been talking about COVID on the air here, and I do think that Ian's right, that this is important. This is the biggest threat to freedom in our lifetimes.
The virus itself or the response to the virus?
Does it really matter?
Well, a virus can't be a threat to freedom. A virus, it's not quite an inanimate object, but it's really, really close to an inanimate object. It has no moral agency.
Right. Clearly, the virus isn't the issue. It's the reaction to the virus which is the issue. And, yes, the beacon of liberty that is Free Talk Live. Whether you agree with us on every issue every time or not, you at least are likely to claim that, well, at least those boys are consistent.
Yes.
Sorry, Melanie.
Those folks, those
folks.
peeps.
Those folks are consistent. I don't know. I'm 49. When do I stop being a boy?
Fam is consistent, yo.
And like we stand for liberty here on Free Talk Live. So if you want to call and talk about whatever, dastardly threat to liberty is the government's cooking up right now because of this COVID 1984 thing, you are welcome to do it. The number is 855-450-3733. I just want to talk about Tiger King. Now,
you really want to talk about Tiger King?
Yes.
Because I got a homework assignment from you saying, like, if you haven't seen any Tiger King, make sure you watch a little bit of Tiger King before you come in. So I watched like the top 10 cringiest Tiger King moments on YouTube, and that's it for my exposure.
Now, I've only watched Tiger King. I haven't watched any of the sort of stuff about it, but yeah, I mean, I think you probably got a lot about Tiger King.
Okay, good.
And Melody, did you get any chance to watch anything?
No, I need like a week's notice on that kind of thing. I stayed up till 6 a.m. arguing about what we should and should not tell the general public as far as philosophy.
Okay.
And I was like, everything. And they were like, well...
Perhaps not. Well, as the case may be. So... I wasn't going to watch Tiger King. I mean, I didn't watch Game of Thrones. I didn't watch Sopranos. I didn't watch Lost. I didn't watch any of this stuff. I don't care.
Lost was good.
So I hear.
I cannot imagine. I refuse to believe that Tiger King is good, though.
So what was the appeal? What broke you to say, like, I got to watch this?
A friend of mine who enjoys making fun of my radical libertarianism. On this show, I'm the voice of reason. But in the real world, I'm a radical by anybody's standards.
Okay.
Anybody's standards. And, he's like, we were on a Zoom call or something, and he screams at me, "Freedom isn't free, Mark!" And I realized at that moment that, well, I guess I'm going to have to watch at least one episode of this Tiger King thing.
Okay.
And I say, Melanie, this is some of the most compelling television that has been produced in the last decade. Now, you shouldn't listen to me. I don't know crap.
Okay.
I watch much TV.
I was going to say, part of that, the cringiest moments video was how it was intentionally produced to be cringy. Like, it's bad TV.
Well, yeah, it's reality
poorly.
TV, of course.
Well, as long as we don't use the term documentary, I'm fine here, because this is not a documentary.
Okay. A docudrama? A docuseries?
I don't think we even have documentaries anymore, but this was made in the style of a documentary.
Okay.
And, I mean, to me, a documentary...
Yeah, but so was the
suggests,
libertarian Star Wars Death Star video. That doesn't mean that it is one.
Well, agreed. I think that documentary is a style at this point and not a sort of fact. Documentary means like a journalist documenting things, suggesting that you're getting the whole story. And I wouldn't propose for a moment that the Tiger King is the full story. I'm just claiming it's a story and a really good one. Okay. And, maybe you disagree with me. 855-450-3733. I don't care. I watched it. I liked it. There's 7 episodes. They're 40 minutes long. It's not like my life has been wasted or anything like that. I swear to God, if I was on the team of people who don't watch the popular thing and I have betrayed you, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to betray you. But, yeah, I loved this thing. It was really awesome. It was a great show. And, I clearly came away with it. I think it was designed, and well designed in my opinion, for you to walk away believing that your character was clearly the hero. And if you can produce something where there's, a whole bunch of different heroes,
okay,
you've done a great job of telling stories.
All the players on the Tiger King, aside from Joe Exotic, right? Like, there's a relatable character for anybody, is what you're saying.
I think Joe Exotic's probably relatable to a lot of people, but Joe Exotic certainly is a megalomaniac, writ small, and he's a kook.
He found his small pond that he could be the big fish in.
Yeah, he's a big gay fish, gun-toting fish in a small pond. And I'm gonna try not to spoil too much of Tiger King for you in case you need to watch it. But hey, it's not like you have any warning. This thing's been out for weeks. So if I somehow convince you, I'm gonna try not to spoil too much. But hey, got to talk about Tiger King to some extent. But I think I walked away thinking Joshua Dial, who was the libertarian campaign manager for Joe's 2 libertarian campaigns was the hero. Like, this is clearly the only person who has anything, has a grasp on anything that's remotely represents rationality.
And he chose to take that name and drag it through Tiger King. I hate him already.
Well, I don't think
the libertarian aspect
nobody knew what this was going to be.
How do you not know that how do you not know that?
The whole Tiger King thing was basically being documented the whole time before they show up, and then there was a fire that destroyed all the footage, and then another documenter comes through and just sort of asking questions and these kind of things, and there's some amazing things that happen, and it's certainly worth talking about and that kind of thing. So anyway,
that would be one thing important. If it is to be presented as a documentary, right, then you don't really know where the narrative is going to take you until you start documenting it.
It's a documentary about people having tigers for pets.
Right.
And you're like, you know what I need to put on here? The libertarian label. And I'm like, okay, I hate you.
Well, as I understand it, it's illegal to have tigers as pets.
I'm pretty sure it is.
He's a zoo.
What's that?
He's an exotic zoo, right?
He's a zoo.
Yeah.
And that this is the next step that that witch, Carol Baskins. Anyway, that's what they say about this lady. I think I met her, by the way. I was working at a gym in Sarasota, Florida, years and years and years ago, and some lady from something very close to the Big Cat Rescue came in, bought a gym membership, and worked out several times.
Nice.
And I talked to her about, what else?
Big
Lions and tigers.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I really want to talk about here is that the sum total of this, everybody walks away thinking, these people are lunatics. And
I would get that impression.
Almost everybody believes nobody should be able to own a tiger.
Pish posh.
And I am here to stand in the face of this because that's the role of the libertarian here is, the poem by Reverend Martin Niemöller.
I will stand with you, Mark.
What is the poem by...
First they came for the communists, and I was not a communist.
And I said nothing.
Right. Then they came for the socialist or...
Maybe it was the trade unionists.
Yes, that's the one.
And I wasn't a trade unionist, so I said nothing. Then they came for the Jews, and I wasn't a Jew, so I said nothing. And then when they came for me, there was no one left to stand up for me.
Right.
Although, I really have to question your motives and mental clarity if you decide to own a tiger.
What if you
I have to defend your right
tiger?
To do it.
What is it, a cub tiger, right? They haven't grown into the full size yet.
It doesn't take long.
Okay.
855-450-3733. Free Talk Live. 855-450-FREE.
Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. local.bitcoin.com.
Gold has definitely been on the move recently, and there is no more secure investment historically. McIlvaney ICA has been helping people take delivery of precious metals and find storage options for decades. They've helped thousands of investors with their precious metal IRAs. Call ICA today for your free portfolio review at 800-525-9556 or download their free report online at ICAGoldSilver.com to learn how you can double your gold and silver ounces even within an IRA. 800-525-9556. ICAGoldSilver.com.
The next generation wallet is coming from Divvy. In just a few taps, you'll be able to send, earn, spend, and exchange digital money in seconds. Send money around the globe with only a swipe. Instantly exchange between Divvy, Bitcoin, and fiat right in the mobile app and withdraw directly to your bank account. Divvy already offers the first one-tap solution for earning passive income with crypto. Multi-tiered masternodes allow everyone to partake in the network. Visit DivvyProject.org. DivvyProject.org. Do you want to work from home, get paid, and forward Liberty all at the same time? Free Talk Live is looking for account executives and appointment setters. If you've got a phone, a computer, internet connectivity, initiative, and a belief in the non-aggression principle, you're qualified. Earn up to $85,000 a year full-time, $25,000 a year part-time. Set your own hours, work from home, spread freedom. Join our team and work with one of the biggest leaders in the Liberty movement. Apply now at sales.freetalklive.com. Sales.freetalklive.com.
On Free Talk Live, we're bringing people to the ideas of liberty every day. From wrestling superstars like Glenn Jacobs.
You guys really are having an impact, I believe. Like I said, a lot of where I am now is due to listening to Free Talk Live. You changed my mind on some very important issues years ago.
To random people tuning in on the radio.
I was kind of stuck in the left-right paradigm. I heard your show by chance on a Saturday night. From there, I went on, joined the Free State Project, and become an amplifier. So, I mean, that's really the reason why I amp is because I know that if it wasn't for you guys being on as many stations as you are, I never would have found the ideas of liberty.
Your amp will directly change more lives by getting Free Talk Live in front of people looking for talk radio online and on the air. When you amp Free Talk Live, you get perks like access to the AMP-only Facebook group and AMP podcast. Visit amp.freetalklive.com. Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get one free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm. Are you a cryptocurrency advocate? The Crypto Tip is the ideal outreach tool to help new people discover cryptocurrency. It's a printable business card-sized tip that you can give to service providers, preferably in addition to a good cash tip. When the server scans the QR code, it'll bring up an explanation of cryptocurrency, how to install a wallet, and allow them to claim the tip. If they don't claim the crypto, you get your tip refunded to you after a time period you specify. Plus, if they do claim the tip, you get an email alert. Create as many tips as you want at cryptotip.org. That's cryptotip.org.
You're listening to the best liberty-oriented audio streamed around the clock, on the air, and online. This is the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
Free Talk Live. The number. 855-450-3733. It's 855-450-FREE, as in freedom. And you can call in and talk about whatever you want to talk about here on Free Talk Live. We're talking about Tiger King, or more specifically, tiger ownership, I think. Big cat ownership. And I've looked into this a bit. I grew up just across the street from some people who had big cats. Sarasota is a circus town. So there are people in circus towns with circus animals. They had elephants and lions and tigers over there, and I went over on more than one occasion and saw their animals. As a matter of fact, those kind people there, introduced me to another place. I introduced my mom. I don't know. We ended up at another place because of them, where a guy had a chimpanzee, an old chimpanzee, that had bent the steel bars on his cage to show you what kind of strength these creatures have. I mean, they could literally rip your arm off and beat you to death with it. That kind of strength. But it's, to me, about freedom. Now, freedom has consequences. I want to talk about those consequences. One of those consequences is that people who believe in freedom is they want to do business with other people who believe in freedom. It's any philosophy.
As often as possible, yes.
As often as they can. That doesn't mean that they'll exclusively do it, but They certainly want to do it as often as possible. And that's why we put together Liberty.menu in conjunction with the gentleman who actually put together Liberty.menu. That's the reason we asked to join up with Liberty.menu.
This is a paid advertisement for Liberty.menu.
It is not.
Oh, okay.
Nope, it is not. Liberty.menu and Free Talk Live are teamed up.
Okay.
And should they ever make any kind of money, we would get some of it. But it's not really the point. The point is to provide basically free advertising at a very low level for liberty-oriented businesses. So go to liberty.menu and sign up if you believe in the non-aggression principle. And if you don't, pound sand and never bother them again. So liberty.menu. And up until relatively recently here in the United States, you could own a lion, a tiger, or a bear, or whatever. And somehow that worked out relatively well. There's certainly some news stories that are terrifying out there, but there's news stories about every hobby that's terrifying. And the concern I have is if we go and take away people's rights in these small ways.
Sure.
That we just get used to taking away rights. Because I can tell you this Tiger King thing with its huge popularity, the vast majority of people, I heard it on NPR today, they were defending Carol Baskins on NPR. Well, why? Maybe it's because she deserved the defense. Maybe it's because they have a position, and that position is very similar to Carol Baskin's, and that they want to do away with private zoos in America. Because you already can't own a lion or a tiger as a pet owner. You have to have a zoo.
So you're conflating, is it aggression to own a dangerous animal with should the state enforce not owning a dangerous animal? And those should really be handled separately.
Is it aggression? I don't think it's aggression to own a dangerous animal.
Well, even if your answer is no,
okay.
I think you're conflating those things. And I don't know that I haven't given this tons and tons of thought, but I'm leaning towards yes.
Substitute tiger with machine gun, and you've given all the thoughts that you need to give to this.
But a machine gun, and the argument we always make about guns is my gun sitting in the safe is not going to get up and go shoot somebody. That is not true of tigers.
Well, your tiger sitting in his pen isn't going to go up and eat somebody. It's you got to get in the pen, or the tiger has to get out of the pen. And hopefully the pen is large and the tiger has some area to get around in. That was certainly the case when I was a kid with these tigers, these big cats. But, it's as long as they've got a nice place to stay. What's the difference between confining a tiger to a large pen and confining your cat to the house? Because these same liberals that don't want you to own a tiger want you to keep your cat indoors.
Well, a cat isn't going to wander off and kill the neighbors.
No, it will wander off and kill songbirds, though.
Okay, so not even cats then. What about the people who don't want the aggressive dog breeds to be able to be held as pets?
Pit bulls. That's another one.
I'm not convinced that that's an actual thing, though.
What, an
what do you
aggressive
mean?
Dog breed?
So we take pit bulls and then we abuse the hell out of them, and then we turn around and be like, pit bulls are aggressive.
Well, yeah.
I mean, that's kind of how people work, too. So that's not an aggressive breed. To the best of my knowledge, there is no such thing. I'm not an expert on dogs.
Let's get back, and I am. And I want to thank the AKC for their ban the deed, not the breed campaign. And let's go to George calling in from Pennsylvania. George, you're on Free Talk Live.
Hello. Someone the other day made a statement that
George, talk right into your microphone. You're modulating, so talk right into the microphone.
Thanks. Someone made a statement the other day that, Trump was a billionaire, and he was trying to control the whole country. But first he wanted no restrictions on people, and then the Democrats, you got to have them. You got to have restrictions on everything. Then when he put restrictions on, they said, they won't broadcast his things on CNN anymore. His daily things.
Right, his campaign propaganda that's being put on CNN.
No, I'm just an individual listener. But the thing of it is, how do you win? He's wrong if he does, and he's wrong if he doesn't.
I agree with you. The media does not like Donald Trump, and it's not like he didn't throw down a gauntlet for them, though. He did say something to the effect of, y'all are a bunch of liars, and America should hate you.
Coined the term fake news.
Fake news, right? And, although journalists should be unbiased, and they should act professionally when called a bunch of whiny crybaby liberals.
You shouldn't expect otherwise.
And they are whiny crybaby liberals.
For the record.
They're not going to take that well.
The way I look at it is during this crisis, no matter who the president is, people should back whoever the leader is to try to get over this, no matter who.
I don't like that. I don't like that sentiment at all. What I would say is that I'm going to back principle, whatever that might be, and facts and logic. And if what the president does aligns with that, when it aligns with that, I will praise the president. And I'm using the non-gendered term because could be a female president in the relatively near future if Joe Biden gets elected with his female vice, and clearly he's off to the loony bin in a short order. I'm sure it'll be a very nice loony bin, gilded loony bin, but nonetheless, off he goes. The president.
I think it's going to be a brokered convention for the Democrats, and they'll ease him out and they'll put Cuomo in.
I would like to see that just because it would be interesting to see a brokered convention. I like the notion of the political parties when they show their true colors, which is, ladies and gentlemen of America, we don't care what you think. You're going to get the candidate we want you to get, or at least an acceptable candidate to us.
Aren't they already
and
getting
your
that?
Votes are worthless.
Aren't they already getting that with Joe Biden? Isn't he the establishment candidate?
He will have won the election, even though I think there was dirty pool involved, and the dirty pool just being sort of I don't think Barack Obama should have called up.
Sure. But then why broker it for Cuomo?
Why would I want that?
Or the caller.
Well, that's just what he expects to have happen. He's clearly not a Democrat. Thanks for the call, George. Appreciate it. 855-450-3733. It's 855-450-FREE here on Free Talk Live.
Do you want more businesses accepting Bitcoin Cash and Dash? Now with AnyPay, you earn passive income for every purchase at those businesses. Finally, a financial incentive to spread Bitcoin Cash and Dash. You made it happen, so you receive the rewards. Download the AnyPay Cash Register app and add your cryptocurrency wallet addresses. Then install it at a real-life business and tell us what you did at AnyPayInc.com. AnyPayInc.com.
Free Talk Live is now on more than 200 radio stations nationwide. We've had more than 18 million podcast downloads, and we claim millions of listens a month. We're a multimedia ad venue with print, email, web, and terrestrial radio marketing platforms. We strive to have ad packages that cater to advertisers big and small. Contact me today at mark@freetalklive.com to see what we can do for you. mark@freetalklive.com. If you're a local advertiser, contact this station. But if you can service a national audience, contact me, mark@freetalklive.com.
The Free State Project has reached its goal of 20,000 liberty lovers who've pledged to move to New Hampshire and get active to achieve liberty in our lifetime. Perhaps you're trying to figure out what part of New Hampshire should be your destination. If so, consider Keene. You'll find more than 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com. Keene is famous for its historic, publicity-generating activism, as well as being the liberty media capital of the world. It's home to freekeene.com, New Hampshire's destination for liberty activism, news, and opinion. For years, we've been compiling over 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com, where you'll learn about some of what's happening here and what makes Keene a great place to live. If you love liberty, you'll probably enjoy anywhere you end up in the Shire. But do your due diligence first. Please visit move.freekeene.com for the full list of over 150 reasons to move to Keene. That's move.freekeene.com.
Do you want more businesses accepting Bitcoin Cash and Dash? Now with AnyPay, you earn passive income for every purchase at those businesses. Finally, a financial incentive to spread Bitcoin Cash and Dash. You made it happen, so you receive the rewards. Download the AnyPay Cash Register app and add your cryptocurrency wallet addresses. Then install it at a real-life business and tell us what you did at AnyPayInc.com. AnyPayInc.com.
So you've heard all 3 hours of the latest episode of Free Talk Live, and you're still hungry for liberty-oriented audio content? Did you know that we have another 24/7 audio stream at LRN.FM? The Liberty Radio Network airs the latest episodes of some of the best liberty-oriented podcasts on the internet around the clock. In addition to recorded content, you'll also hear live shows like Free Talk Live, originating from our Keene, New Hampshire studio. So listen anytime at LRN.FM. That's LRN.FM.
This is Michael Dean from the Freedom Fiends. I've run websites since 1996 and have used over a dozen web hosts in that time. AgristHosting.com is the only one that hasn't broken my heart. Agrist Hosting's uptime and service is stellar, and their DDoS mitigation is the best I've seen. That's important because if you tell the truth in this world, you'll ruffle feathers. And some people will try dirty tricks to silence your voice. No matter what the haters hit us with, Agorist Hosting keeps our websites online. If you have a mission-critical commercial presence or a world-changing activism site, you cannot tolerate any skullduggery. So go with agoristhosting.com. Have a WordPress or blog site, but you're not satisfied with performance or uptime? Or just want raw hosting? Want to pay with Bitcoin? Agorist Hosting specializes in high-performance hosting with personalized service. Go to agoristhosting.com and click on the button that says Get Hosted. That's agoristhosting.com.
Do you love Twitter? Make sure you favorite the LRN.FM Twitter account so you can receive our tweets at twitter.lrn.fm. That's twitter.lrn.fm.
Free Talk Live. If you sat here in the breaks in the studio, you would have found out how to take down a kangaroo with jiu-jitsu.
There you go.
Yeah, sometimes that happens here on Free Talk Live. The number, 855-450-3733. What are the methods to take down a kangaroo? People need to know this.
And to Mark's credit, he basically called for this.
Yeah.
So how to beat a kangaroo MMA style. They know how to box, so keep your distance. When the kangaroo throws a punch, duck under and shoot in.
They don't just know how to box. They will kick your butt.
Right. So duck under the punch, shoot in, control its body so it's going to be difficult to take him down, drag it down sideways so that it can't support itself with its tail.
Yep.
Transition to the full mount as soon as possible.
I'm a little concerned with the full mount on a kangaroo, by the way, because I don't know how far those legs swing up, and if they get one little toe up underneath your hind end, you better be scooched up real high, is what I'm saying.
Right.
And I'm concerned. One toe, you're shot into the stratosphere.
So ground and pound, be aware that it may punch you from the bottom, which is what your concern is.
I'm not concerned. I can put my knees on its arms.
Okay. And then go for the armbar. Kangaroos have very thin arms, so it will tap out very quickly.
Yeah. So this is... Okay, so if you go for the armbar, you must break the arm of the kangaroo because no, it will not tap. It will come. You let it. If it did tap, you let it up. It is going to commence to kicking your butt. Tapping is something that you do in MMA class.
Yeah, it may come after you. If you break its arm, it may.
You don't even tap
ferocious.
in a real fight with a human.
Not a street fight. Yeah.
Well, the purpose of it, hopefully,
you do it like at practice or at like a tournament, not
in competition. It's
if you're actually
viable.
fighting someone.
Yeah.
The Gracies, the family lineage of jiu-jitsu would recommend that you hold them until somebody comes to make sure the fight isn't going to happen, right? Like you get backup, whether that's police or security or whatever it is. Yeah. Hold them in the submission position. And if you've got them in the submission position properly, then you should be fine. Yeah. If you got the arm bar, do not let that elbow creep below your pubic bone. If it does, you don't have an arm bar anymore.
And they're going to try to wriggle out.
Oh no, they're out.
Yeah.
If the elbow goes below your pubic bone, there isn't an arm bar anymore.
Yeah.
Like maybe you've got enough force that you could try to break their forearm, but it's highly unlikely. Anyway, well, now you got your jiu-jitsu with wild animals for the day. What is it? It's MMA they're calling it, right?
Yeah, well, whatever.
Yeah. Jiu-jitsu is a large part of MMA.
It used ground and pound as well, and wrestling to take it down. So,
speaking of jiu-jitsu and MMA, Roger Ver, the guy who owns Bitcoin.com, the CEO of Bitcoin.com, he's the one who got me into jiu-jitsu, and he's very into it, and Bitcoin.com sponsors several jiu-jitsu fighters and MMA fighters. So go check out Bitcoin.com. They make it easy for you to get possession of cryptocurrencies. I think possession of cryptocurrencies in the relatively near future is going to be not only a good idea just to be out of the world monetary system, because you don't want to be using their money, but it's probably also going to be lucrative. It's my guess. And, well, I've been right before. So check them out, Bitcoin.com. They've got all the information you need. And matter of fact, you can buy Bitcoin Cash there. You can get a wallet to possess it. You can get videos on how to understand it. You can, whatever you need, they've got it, Bitcoin.com. So we were talking about the Tiger King, but basically about sort of the ownership of large cats. And the government's this blunt force object. No, you shouldn't have large cats. Well, I hear cheetahs make pretty good pets. But nobody ever wants to talk about that.
Because it sounds dangerous, Mark. What about the safety of your neighbors?
Show me a video where a cheetah defends its kill.
Okay.
They don't, because they're very thin-boned creatures. If some other creature comes along, basically, that's it. They just eat what they can eat while they can eat it until something comes along. The cheetahs are a great killer in so much as they take down, gazelles, the weak, the young, the old, that sort of thing. But once they do, they can't defend it from whatever other creatures over there like, hey, it's another free meal from the cheetah.
So what would stop them? I guess the concern is what would stop them from attacking, your neighbor, if they were to get out and then, they attack the neighbor and then they run away when someone else comes along to shoo them away. But the attack still happened.
Sure.
So I think that's the general concern. Not that they would stand over, your fallen neighbor and be like, oh, no, we're just going to maul him until he's, completely gone.
What happens if your dog does that?
That's what I was bringing up earlier before the break, right? When I said, what about pit bulls?
Yeah.
Right? I'm on your side on this.
No, I know
you should be able to defend anything.
Pit bulls aren't inherently... So what people do is they take a pit bull and they abuse it till the ends of abuse limits. And then they turn around and like, oh no, pit bulls are violent. Well, yeah, if you do that with anything, that's going to be your result. That does not equal pit bulls are inherently violent.
Right, but a violent, abused Chihuahua, is much less dangerous to the neighborhood than an abused pit bull.
I hear
and a pit bull isn't necessarily deathly dangerous to most people. It will be to smaller people and kids and stuff like that, but
okay.
I'm not gonna say a pit bull is inherently dangerous, where I think that is true of a tiger or a lion. Now, if you have adequate enclosure, because it's okay, yeah, you could have a gun, but you can't stand in the middle of the street and shoot a gun into the air, and that's more of the equivalent with a tiger.
Okay.
Because a tiger is not an inanimate object, and an AK is.
Well, that was to Mark's point at the end of the break. It's the deed, not the breed. Right, you should be able to own any of those wild pets as long as they don't act violently towards otherwise peaceful people.
Right, and I think that we we just go to the worst case scenarios in America or probably around the world and just say, well, that's it. Some bad people have done some bad things, and now you can't do this thing. And that's kind of what we were taught in school, too. You're all going to put your heads down until you tell me who was talking while I was writing on the chalkboard. And unless you do, we're going to all be here and everybody gets punished. I mean, is that really what we need to do? I mean, this is such a crappy system.
Well, also depends who you are. Because there was one time in high school, one of the teachers, did that. And I went, well, I'm not going to detention because I didn't do it. So I went to the vice principal's office during my free period instead. I went to the office and I need to talk to the vice principal. This professor wants to have detention for everybody. I know I didn't do it. I'm not going to detention. What's going to happen? And the response I got from the vice principal was, you don't have to go to detention. I will talk to the teacher. So sometimes escalating and protesting that, even in school, can be beneficial.
So you're saying you snitched to the man?
If you want to say that, but I snitched on the guy who was going to hold me.
Against the other man? I mean, so what?
What other recourse
I called the
have?
cops on the cops. All right, whatever.
So I guess I want to hear from people who think that it's a good idea to ban big cats. Convince me that, admittedly, I don't think it's a good idea generally to own big cats. Now, I grew up across the street from some people who did, and everything was fine. I never had a tiger come over to our place and eat one of our cows. Everything was fine. Never had an incident.
And the owner would be liable financially and legally if that were to occur.
Absolutely,
well,
they
so
would
that
be.
doesn't solve the problem, though. It's okay, well, if I shoot a gun in the air, you can't stop me until I hit somebody. And then if I hit somebody and kill him, then I pay damages. So, damages doesn't erase the aggression. No, you cannot shoot a gun in the air. I'm sorry. And so the question is, how close is that to shooting a gun in the air? how close is that to just
having the tiger in the pen
risking
is
everyone?
not having the gun being shot into the air. It's like you said, having the gun locked up in the safe.
So I would take your side on that, Melanie, in so much as you mayn't fire a gun in the air because you don't know where the bullet's going to come down. And that at more than one time.
And if someone stops me from shooting a gun in the air, even if I didn't hit anybody yet, they're not committing aggression. Whether they're a state agent or not, the preference would be not, but stopping that is not aggression.
The number, 855-450-3733. It's 855-450-FREE here on Free Talk Live, or use the Discord lines at discord.freetalklive.com.
Houseflies defecate every 4 to 5 minutes, spreading diseases and germs. Protect your food and your health with Bug Assault, a miniaturized shotgun, which utilizes ordinary table salt as ammunition. Non-toxic, no batteries required, only $39.95. Use discount code GCN and get an extra 10% off your purchase at bugassault.com. Fire your fly swatter. Get your Bug Assault today.
When you have a pain in the neck, a real pain in the neck, back, shoulder, or legs, you now have 2 convenient choices to get fast relief without taking another pill. Because now, Sunny Bay heating wraps and pillows are available at both Amazon and Walmart. Yes, see Sunny Bay's 4.5 to 5-star customer reviews on Amazon.com or Walmart.com. Our made in the USA microwavable heat wraps, heatable neck pillows, and extra large body wraps are designed better for perfect support where and when you need it. Even while driving, Sunny Bay wraps will not burn and stay balanced to provide soothing hot or cold therapy to help treat temporary or chronic pain. And the best part? Sunny Bay quality products start at under $20. Join thousands of happy customers and see why Sunny Bay products have a lifetime 100% positive rating on both Amazon and Etsy. It's easy. Click Amazon or Walmart and search today for Sunny Bay.
We've all seen and perhaps use the alcohol-based hand sanitizers. Have you noticed how it dries your skin, and as soon as the alcohol evaporates, it's no longer effective? GCNteam.com has alcohol-free antibacterial soap and foam meeting or exceeding all requirements set forth by the United States Food and Drug Administration. Come to GCNteam.com, keyword antibacterial, or call 877-878-4203.
We have some good news. The indictments against Ross Ulbricht in the District of Maryland were dismissed with prejudice, meaning they can never be refiled. This is especially good because those indictments contain the only charge ever made that Ross engaged in murder for hire. This was a serious allegation that Ross Ulbricht denies. It was never prosecuted or ruled on by a jury, but was trumpeted by the federal government and the media as if it were proven fact. The Maryland court held these indictments for almost 5 years, poisoning Ross's case and leaving him under a cloud of unproven allegations. As explained in Ross's appeal to the Supreme Court, the fact that the judge used these allegations to give Ross a draconian sentence of double life without parole violated his Sixth Amendment right to a jury trial. Judges are required to issue sentences based on convictions decided by a jury, not unproven allegations never even charged at trial. Although this is a positive development, the dropped indictment will not set Ross free. Now, a presidential pardon is Ross's only hope of freedom. Sign the petition at freeross.org. freeross.org.
If you want to know the latest about Free Talk Live before we go on the air, all you need to decide is how you want it delivered. It's your choice. Visit news.freetalklive.com to receive our usually weekly news updates by email. Plus, we have a Twitter account at twitter.freetalklive.com, and you can follow us on the decentralized Mastodon platform at toot.freetalklive.com. So please follow us at toot.freetalklive.com and sign up for our emails at news.freetalklive.com.
Should you be able to earn an honest living free from senseless government interference? The Institute for Justice thinks so. That's why we've spent years defending hard-working men and women from pointless government regulations. Nationwide, IJ has created opportunity by reducing government power, but there is still more work to be done. Visit our website today at ij.org. Let IJ take care of the government so you can take care of your business.
You can put the Liberty Radio Network on the air in your area. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how. Broadcast.lrn.fm.
Free Talk Live. The number 855-450-3733. It's 855-450-FREE, as in freedom. Mark with you.
Richie Rich.
And Melanie.
Again, 855-450-3733. You were talking about firing bullets into the air, Melanie, and we've read a story at least on Free Talk Live of a kid that was killed, I think in Atlanta, from a bullet that came through the church ceiling and hit him in the head and killed him.
Yeah, I mean, that happens in places where people fire guns into the air.
Yes, it does. But I had a question, right? Like, so if you fire a bullet into the air, it's going significantly faster than 220 miles an hour or whatever terminal velocity is, right? But if it were to go straight up, it must reach a point and then begin falling back down. And if it falls back down, then it should be at terminal velocity, which is only 220 miles an hour, which shouldn't be enough to kill people, I don't think. I mean, but I guess I'm wrong because I looked it up.
But nobody ever shoots exactly straight, and then you have give in the hammer, and you're not going to get that.
Right. So you can't get straight, but the closer to straight, the less deadly they tend to be. But if you have, you just sort of fire off at some angle, then it's likely to come down and be going at significantly faster speeds. So there's
terminal velocity.
Then terminal velocity.
But slower than the speed at which it exits the chamber.
Sure.
Okay.
But every bullet begins to fall as soon as you shoot it. Doesn't matter how much propellant's behind it. It's falling. I mean, gravity is working on that bullet. So if you take a handgun, which doesn't have that much propellant, and you fire it at a 45-degree angle from the horizon to whatever that imaginary point is that's straight up, and it's going to arc, and then it's going to come down, and it's going to be going significantly faster than terminal velocity. And it probably, and this is probably the most dangerous part, is probably not going to tumble. So a bullet fired more than 45 or hopefully much more than 45 up is going to go up and then, start tumbling on the way down, which makes it less deadly. So I just wanted to look it up because I had this question, and whether you want to make a theoretical math problem about it or not is really not the issue. Let's read some facts. A study by the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, don't listen to them about COVID, found that 80% of the...
But listen to them about guns and bullets.
80% of the celebratory gunfire-related injuries are to the head, feet, and shoulders. In Puerto Rico, about 7 people have died from celebratory gunfire on New Year's Eve in the past 20 years. The last one was 2012. Between the years of 1985 and 1992, so in Los Angeles, California, just the King Drew Medical Center. This is some time ago, and they were more likely to have guns, I guess is what I'm trying to say, in LA at that time. And let's see, they treated some 118 people from 85 to 92, not the biggest time frame, for random falling bullet injuries. 38 of them died. So that's several people per year dying in just this one hospital in Los Angeles because of celebratory gunfire deaths.
Okay.
That means a lot of people were celebrating by shooting up in the air, and a lot of people died from it. So, yes, I am of the opinion firing a gun into the air is aggression. In the same way that I think driving on the wrong side of the road intentionally in sort of some game of chicken is aggression. Like, it's been posited here on the show that if you play chicken with somebody, just some hapless individual on the road, and they swerve off the road, hit a rock, and die, you're not responsible. You never touched them. And
that's not accurate.
I disagree with that notion.
So is driving on the wrong side of the road always an act of aggression, or does there have to be a victim coming the other way?
Yes, England is aggression.
Okay.
No.
I can think of a situation
we
in which it's not, but in general it is.
We were out here for Social Sundays, and the ambulance and the fire truck went blasting down the wrong side of the road because it's more convenient for them. Sirens on, whatever.
It's
okay, that's not a matter of convenience. That's a matter of getting somewhere before something bad happens.
It has to do...
The right side of the road's right on the other side, though. I mean, like...
It has to do with the exiting of the fire station and stuff like that in town.
Okay.
I don't know that that's true with the new station as opposed to the old station, but they've been going that direction for a long time.
Clearly, there's a case where you can drive on the wrong side of the road safely and not aggress against another.
I would agree.
Okay.
That there are times, certainly. I mean, sometimes you have to get around a vehicle, that's parked on the side of the road and those sorts of things. But playing chicken is what I'm talking about. And
that's why I wanted to be clear if it was always on the wrong side of the road or just when there's another car, approaching for impact.
So I do think that aggression starts before the tip of my nose, as it were. That's the old libertarian rule, is that your rights stop at the tip of my nose.
Because threats are a thing, and endangering people is something, but it's like half a threat and half of an actual battery.
So now the question is speaking of Tiger King here, is owning a tiger aggression?
Inherently an act of aggression.
If you have adequate enclosures, then no, because the zoo is not committing aggression, at least as far as I know. If you're just I got this metal cage, throw a tiger in there, then yeah, that's a problem.
Okay, so
what if you had it chained up with a thick chain wrapped around a tree?
The tiger?
We might have experience with different kind of trees, because that doesn't seem adequate to me.
An oak tree.
Right. Believe me, the right kind of tree would keep a tiger. Now, I don't think it's nice to do to an animal to just chain them up to a tree. But, hey, look, in the history of dogs, even in this country, where now chaining a dog up is considered, you really should you should only do that for brief periods of time, and you should be watching them the whole time.
Okay.
Well, that's how it is up here anyway.
I think it's a lot of places.
If you had your tiger in a cage in the back and you wanted to get some exercise, so you have, you got a large yard, you tie it up to the tree, it can run back and forth along the length of the chain.
How about, if the tiger gets itself wrapped up with the chain or whatever, then, it's not like getting my dog, which this happened to. We put one of these things in the ground to get him a little exercise back when we had first gotten him, and his dumb ass got him all tied up.
Happened to my son when he was a little baby too.
Yeah, they do that.
And so I had to untie
dogs,
him.
not people.
No, people do it too.
But if a tiger's in that situation, the dog was a little panicky.
Yeah.
Now he's not going to bite, even if he is a Doberman. He's not going to bite, and I wasn't scared of that at any point. I am scared of the tiger biting, though. If you go try to get the chain out from around the tiger's foot, you're probably going to die.
You might be scared of the tiger, but what about the tiger's handler who has bonded and has a relationship with the tiger somehow, some way?
I would like to think that that's the case. Now, I am of the opinion that a tiger is less likely to bond than, say, a lion.
Okay.
Now, there's this great video on the internet where this lion trainer goes out and sees the lion that they released or whatever. The lion remembers him, jumps up, and doesn't disembowel him, but
gives him a hug.
Gives him a hug. Yeah, it's a great video. It's really compelling and wonderful.
Yeah,
stuff.
but okay, if I film anything enough of times, I'm gonna catch footage where it goes okay.
I think that.
Well,
I think it's better to
going
say
bad precluded it going okay. He wouldn't be there for the second.
Well, there's more than one person on Earth who, for some reason, thinks they can go be friends with Lion, though.
I think that
they're only going to show it if he doesn't die.
I think that he probably trained a bunch of lions and said, this is the lion that I miss the most and the one that I had the greatest bond with, and felt comfortable with that particular lion. And if you
I don't think he felt comfortable. If you watch the clip, he's like, I wasn't sure how the lion was going to react. I'm so thankful that
he sure stood there. Yeah. And I'm glad that's how it went.
Yeah.
But, it's still the 1 out of, say, 10 lions or whatever that this guy perhaps trained. Also, a lion is a communal beast as opposed to a tiger, which is a solitary hunter. I mean, watch a few videos of tigers breeding. It's a little touch and go. Okay. Tiger rape doesn't happen. These gals can defend themselves and will. And it's going to happen. It's going to happen the way she says it's going to happen in the time frame that she says it's going to happen. And he's compelled. He's interested. He's there for a purpose. But yeah, it ain't gonna.
So it's as it should be.
I guess. Sure. Whatever the case may be. So I have to come down on the side of defending people's rights to own whatever they own, but I also believe that you're completely responsible for your actions, and that includes the actions of owning a large cat.
Yeah.
And
that's what I was saying earlier. If the tiger or large cat attacks, aggresses, harms someone else, then yeah, you can be held legally and financially responsible.
I guess I kind of doubt the mental capacity of these people. If you are recklessly keeping a dangerous anything, then I'm not ready to say that that's not aggression.
Well, I'd like to hear more, and certainly we can get to that if you call in on it. The number 855-450-3733. It's 855-450-FREE. If you have called in, please hold on. Free Talk Live.
Remember when you first heard about Bitcoin? How long did it take you to realize this little project would soon change the world? Do you kind of wish you had gotten involved sooner? Well, now is your chance to be part of the next revolution in money. Intercoin is working to finally make crypto go mainstream. It's designed to be scalable enough to support everyday payments and even elections without the state. Bitcoin was originally supposed to be a peer-to-peer cash system, the way we would all pay one another without having to trust any third party. But instead, over time, it mostly became a store of value. That's because every 10 minutes, the Bitcoin network must put all transactions into a block, and that block can only hold so much. If crypto is to become mainstream, for everyone to use it in everyday payments, we need a new architecture, one that's as secure as Bitcoin while being far more scalable. Check out intercoin.org to find out more, and maybe pick up some of those coins for yourself.
Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. local.bitcoin.com. LRN.FM now has a Discord. Discord is a free text and voice chat platform, and we now have our own server with a bunch of channels at discord.lrn.fm. You can join other listeners as they chat about various things during our live shows, or anytime, day or night. Discord software is available cross-platform, so you can have it on whatever device you want and take your chats anywhere. Join our Discord at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
You're listening to the live edition of Free Talk Live. Hour number 2 is next after the news here on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
This is the Liberty Beat, your daily source for Liberty news and activist updates. Produced in partnership with the SNLS Network and listeners like you. Online at snlsnetwork.com. I'm Mick Murrow with your latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Gold is trading at $1,691, silver at $15.54, and Bitcoin is trading around $7,293. Today's gold, silver, and Bitcoin prices are brought to you by Brave Botanicals, high-quality kratom and CBD at reasonable prices with excellent customer service. Brave Botanicals is activist-owned and mission-driven. The Liberty Beat and Brave Botanicals believe so strongly in the power of kratom, we're giving it away for free. Just go to libertybeat.news/free kratom. This is the Liberty Beat at snlsnetwork.com. In the news, as an increasing amount of cities and states across the world clamp down on citizen movement due to coronavirus, officials have been deploying drones in a bid to scare some sense into citizens. The trend has seen dozens of law enforcement agencies and municipalities flock to one drone manufacturer based in China to help enforce quarantine rules while cutting costs on traditional public safety services. Activist Post reports one of the latest cities to enlist drones into its arsenal is Daytona Beach, Florida, which now has 8 of the flying tools, including 2 loaned by China-based drone manufacturer DJI Technology. Over the past week, the Daytona Beach Police Department has flown upwards of 30 missions to enforce the statewide stay-at-home order in the city's beachfront parks and on hiking trails. The drone also has a FLIR thermal camera that can read people's body temperatures, allowing police to single out those potentially infected by COVID-19. Ever wonder where we find all the news to report right here on the Liberty Beat? Visit snls.news to get the world's most censored media published all in one place. Save yourself from the endless time spent searching for reliable alternative media. SNLS News makes it quick and easy. No ads, no clickbait, just raw headlines 24 hours a day. Visit snls.news and get informed today without the corporate media spin. Your news now continues. President Donald Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, has created a task force that wants to create a real-time national coronavirus surveillance system. An article in Politico.com revealed how the national coronavirus surveillance system would allow federal authorities to see why someone is visiting their doctor and why they're in the hospital. Activist Post reports giving government officials unfettered access to a patient's doctor's visits and what they are being treated for would destroy the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, known as HIPAA. A national coronavirus surveillance network, hospital surveillance network, would affect Americans' rights on a scale not seen since 9/11. Using COVID-19 as an excuse to monitor hospital emergency rooms is disingenuous at best and misleading at worst. Over 100 inmates riot at Washington prison amid coronavirus outbreak concerns. The Mind Unleashed reports that according to Washington State Patrol, there was a prison riot involving over 100 inmates at the Monroe Corrections Complex on Wednesday. Local news source King 5 reported that things were set on fire during the disturbance. However, other sources only reported threats of fires. It's not immediately clear what sparked the uprising or if the prisoners had any demands. But the Mind Unleashed reports it's the same prison that has been in the news in recent weeks due to a coronavirus outbreak. The Department of Corrections website says that a total of 6 inmates and 5 staff members at the Monroe facility have tested positive for the virus. Overhead video captured by Como News showed a large group of inmates handcuffed in a field wearing masks. Earlier in the week, a lawyer representing the inmates filed a suit for their release. Support for the Liberty Beat is brought to you by the Homestead Guru. The Homestead Guru is an educational website offering tips, tools, news, stories, and commentary on everything homesteading. Topics include green homes, gardening, animal husbandry, do-it-yourself, home remedies, alternative energy, survivalism, unschooling, and more. Those details are found online at thehomestead.guru. This is the Liberty Beat, powered by the SNLS Network at snlsnetwork.com. I'm Mick Murrow, reporting for the Liberty Beat, reminding you, spread liberty with a smile.
Bruce Springsteen completed his new sci-fi concept album Red Dust, which explores the lives of struggling 23rd century carbonite miners on Mars. The 14 tracks on the album address a range of everyday trials and tragedies faced by blue-collar Martian men, simply trying to put food on the table for their embryonically harvested juvenile clones while living under the hypocrisies of a corrupt planetary federation. In business, top financial experts have indicated that any hope of recovery for the struggling U.S. economy rests solely on Spokane, Washington resident Bill Laughlin, who is currently browsing the power tools section at Sears. At 10:10 this morning, Laughlin investigated a scroll saw which sent stocks soaring nearly 300 points. 15 minutes later, with Laughlin straying away to try on sunglasses, Congress called an emergency joint session to offer Sears tax breaks in exchange for sending an experienced salesman over to help. In other news, a local man pushes the 4 millionth button of his life, and an area teenager is smoking like he's been to f***ing war or something.
This is the Onion News Network.
Free Talk Live.
Kicking off another hour of Free Talk Live. It's Mark with you.
Richie Rich.
And Melanie.
855-450-3733. It's 855-450-FREE. It's Free Talk Live. You can call in, talk about whatever's on your mind. Let's go to BP calling in from South Carolina, where we just found out this evening it is legal to own a kangaroo. BP, you're on Free Talk Live.
One of 3 states that you can own one without a permit.
Congratulations.
Hey, boys and girls. I wanted to put my 2 cents worth in. When I was 18, I graduated high school in Apalachicola.
And what year was that?
1975.
Okay.
Okay, now, I'm 63 now. So I was 18. My good friend, granddaddy, owned a tree farm and had a log cabin on it.
Okay.
And we'd go out there and get drunk and stoned, and you're in high school and whatnot. But we'd take our shotguns with us.
The kind of
We'd
things
lay flat on-
things that you would do in Florida in 1975 in Apalachicola, right?
Right. When you live in the swamp. Now, we would lay on the ground, and we would have each of us would have a number in our head, and we would take our shot. We'd be laying flat. We'd take our shotguns, pointing straight in the sky, and we would fire them, and then listen to where the pellets hit.
Oh wow!
We'd have, and it was just little like dove shot.
Bird shot.
It wasn't nothing. Yeah, but just small stuff.
Yep.
But you'd hear it hit maybe 20 foot away, and then everybody would start laughing. You ain't a good shot and stuff like that. But
And
I heard that
the idea was to rain it down upon yourselves, right?
That would make you a good shot.
Right. And I had bought those Ray-Ban shooting glasses. So and they're, I don't know if they're bulletproof, but they're sturdy enough to protect your eyes.
Bullet resistant, I think, is what they use on the box logo.
I don't think
Rangers let me not wear goggles as long as my glasses are plastic, so I don't know.
Okay.
What the difference
but
is.
I heard that Mardi Gras was really bad for people shooting in the air.
Yeah.
And people getting bullets in their brain.
So okay, so
I don't know about
let's
Mardi Gras. It's more New Year's Eve in New Orleans that'll happen.
You're from one of them parishes, right?
Yeah. So, yeah, that'll happen.
I heard. Now, I've never been there, but 20 years ago, my daughters went there partying, and I was so worried. Right along with.
I mean, that is a rightful emotion to have.
Yeah.
So here's where I come from on that issue, right? If you are aware that you're entering into a dangerous place where people have been known to fire guns off into the air and that other people have been injured by falling bullets, at some point, right, you've gone like, this is going to be a risk. I accept the risk of entering into this location for this party.
I'd agree
But
with
it's
that.
not like a private piece of property where they're like, this is our shooting gun into the air party.
It doesn't
They're going
matter.
onto other people's property and unowned land and doing this.
You
and yes,
know,
that does.
you know it's going to happen.
I know I'm going to get mugged if I go to the ATM at night. Probably not here, actually.
Probably
but
not
that
a good idea
doesn't
to
mean
go to
I
the
can
ATM, though.
sit to the mugging.
I don't think that
in the city.
Go ahead.
In the cities where it would be, rough, it would worry me.
Oh, sure.
And I was worried when my children went there. But hey, another thing.
Yeah.
The wild animal deal.
Uh-huh.
What about them two guys in Las Vegas?
Siegfried and
Those
Roy.
two. Yeah.
The poofs.
I feel fairly confident that they have like adequate cages and
One of them got 8.
restraints and what?
One of them got 8.
Got 8.
Yeah, the tiger attacked one of them like 10, 15
I
years
seen him
ago?
on TV about
Since sometime.
5 or 6 years ago, and he was still. I mean, he looked like a quadriplegic. He was in bad shape.
Oh, he survived it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he survived. Hey, and another one. This is the queer one. The woman that had the chimpanzee or orangutan that ripped her face off.
Oh, yeah. So awful.
Remember that one?
Yeah.
I mean, a wild animal to me. Now, I've had dogs all my life. A wild animal to me is a dadgum wild animal, and I wouldn't doubt or hold my guard down that they wouldn't turn on you at any given time, no matter how much they love you.
That's how I think when I see people with pet raccoons. I'm like, oh, come on.
Oh, my
Those
gosh.
God's meanest little creatures. I mean,
And raccoons are the same way, but raccoons are small, whereas a tiger is bigger than you.
right, the tiger, when it bites you.
That raccoon will eat your butt up.
Yeah, they're awful creatures.
I think the case of Siegfried
Thanks for
and
the call,
Roy.
BP.
With the case of Siegfried and Roy, the attack was the anomalous event, right? Like that was out of the ordinary. The tigers were docile. They performed.
But it just shows that your trained tiger is an oxymoron.
Okay. But it's not, because they were trained. They
Yep.
performed right. The tiger had a bad day, right? If it was a human being, it was like the one off day you had at work where you went off on a coworker, and just got really pissed off.
Except it would be like the one off day, quote, you went to work and stabbed somebody.
And that happens, though. Right, and we don't go like, well, humans are just these wild creatures that you can't domesticate. And
I think we do.
I don't know about that.
I mean, we do say that if you have enough humans in enough space for enough time, that you're going to have a violent act that occurs.
Okay.
And I would say that is true for tigers, too. You know, they're both apex predators. You can work with dogs every single day of your life and never have an incident that seems like, I feared that I was being attacked there for a moment. I'm talking about big dogs, little dogs, Napoleon complexes. But, a big dog, you work with Great Danes every single day, and you're not going to have this kind of, I thought I was going to have my throat ripped out kind of situation. But I think if you work with tigers every single day, you're going to have a bad day or two.
I would agree, but it's still a choice to go work with them, and that still doesn't make the
so
entire idea clear to the public.
If you're closing yourself off from people who are not willing participants, okay, that's fine. I think you're crazy, but okay, that's fine. If you are keeping them, even at your house, in something that is secure where they can't get out, okay, you're crazy, but that's fine as long as that is set up that way.
Let's go to JT and PA. I'm liking these.
Chat. Studio cam and chat room.
JT? What's on your mind?
Oh, JT.
Yeah, what's on your mind?
Thanks for taking my call. Yeah, when I was young, you could order alligators through the mail.
Yeah, it's
live.
true. Yep.
People around me didn't have to order them.
Well, when you lived up north, you did.
Yep.
And I suppose you raised them in your bathtub.
Well, you can start them off in a little aquarium, and everything's fine.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And then,
but yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, but then they grow up.
Then they ended up in the sewers of New York City.
Until I heard, yes, exactly what you guessed it, the urban myth of gigantic gators in the sewer system of New York City, because people were flushing them down the toilet, supposedly. But the reason why I'm calling is the Everglades really has a problem.
It does
with boas.
Yep.
And the Glades is going to change forever.
Right. It's open season on boas.
Stupid exotic pet owners are releasing snakes.
Yeah.
And isn't that a form of aggression? I mean, yes or no?
Yes, I would absolutely agree. Releasing a snake into the environment, especially I think flushing an alligator may not be, because we can't really prove that there were alligators in the sewers of New York. But I would say that releasing a boa,
I don't know that it would survive that, but.
And the Everglades has several
in a non-native area.
The Everglades also has the problem of Oscars and several different cichlids, and you don't get to see this because it's not as exciting as a boa constrictor trying to eat an alligator. But there's all kinds of problems in the Everglades because pet owners, not even exotic pet owners, tropical fish owners, released their Oscars into the Everglades, and it was messing things up. JT, you got anything else you want to talk about?
Yes, I got one more quick.
The number, 855-450-3733. It's 855-450-FREE. You can call in and we'll get to you next segment, Free Talk Live.
Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. Local.bitcoin.com.
We call him Willy Wonka. He's a chocolate lab. His belly itched, and he would actually lay in the grass and scoot across it to scratch.
DINOVITE.com. Dinovite is nutrition.
His belly, it's all really cleaned up. He flops over and lays on his back and just kicks his legs. I call it his happy dance.
You won't believe how happy your dog will be.
DINOVITE.com.
Gold has definitely been on the move recently, and there is no more secure investment historically. McIlvaney ICA has been helping people take delivery of precious metals and find storage options for decades. They've helped thousands of investors with their precious metal IRAs. Call ICA today for your free portfolio review at 800-525-9556 or download their free report online at ICAGoldSilver.com to learn how you can double your gold and silver ounces even within an IRA. 800-525-9556. ICAGoldSilver.com.
Free Talk Live is now on more than 200 radio stations nationwide. We've had more than 18 million podcast downloads, and we claim millions of listens a month. We're a multimedia ad venue with print, email, web, and terrestrial radio marketing platforms. We strive to have ad packages that cater to advertisers big and small. Contact me today at marketfreetalklive.com to see what we can do for you. Marketfreetalklive.com. If you're a local advertiser, contact this station. But if you can service a national audience, contact me, marketfreetalklive.com.
With job numbers near historic lows, Forbes magazine has released a list of tips for finding a job, all of which involve witnessing an employer murder someone. Forbes says despite the grim economy, employers are still hungry for talented workers who know how important it is to forget about whatever they think they saw or heard.
So me and a couple of friends were out smoking at the viaduct the other day, and we saw this really rich guy in a Mercedes pull up in his car and drop nothing. Now I'm the Vice President of International Development.
According to Goldman Sachs CEO Lloyd Blankfein, we had a great quarter and hired hundreds of new employees. I haven't done anything wrong, and all my employees will tell you the same thing because that's the deal we had. But the article warns that stumbling onto a coke-fueled CEO strangling a prostitute isn't a foolproof method for finding work because employers are just as likely to murder you as they are to hire you.
This is the Onion News Network.
The LRN.FM social media channels have been revamped. We've eliminated Facebook and focused on other platforms like Twitter and Mastodon, the decentralized alternative to Twitter. On our accounts, you'll find posts from multiple LRN.FM show hosts together in one place. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.lrn.fm, or better yet, move to the decentralized Mastodon social media platform at toot.lrn.fm, toot.lrn.fm. I think you'll like it.
I'm crazy about My Magic Mud. This is the most important oral care product created this millennium, and I'm not kidding. We all have different opinions on politics and issues, but we all have mouths. And I want yours to be as clean as possible, with teeth as bright as they were meant to be. I will never be without My Magic Mud. It's a little surprising, but man, does it work. If you only listen to one thing I say ever, go to mymagicmud.com and get 20% off with code FTL. mymagicmud.com, code FTL.
Help get LRN.FM into more ears. Visit promote.lrn.fm for a free bumper sticker, flyers, banners, graphics, and more. Promote.lrn.fm.
Free Talk Live. Call in and talk about what you want to talk about. We've kind of been talking about exotic animal ownership.
Sure.
And yeah, I believe the gentleman, he had two initials, was JP or something like that, called in previously there. He was asking about sort of, people who own boas. Ultimately, at some point or another, the boas going to tend to get too big. And then they release them. Places like Florida, especially the Everglades, they've gotten pretty good about living there. They're breeding. And it's open season. Now, once you've gone to open season in America, where we're terrified of guns, terrified of killing, terrified of animal rights and all these other things, open season, like people don't even know what it means. It means you can walk into the Everglades with a gun any day of the year, and you can shoot as many boa constrictors as you want to shoot.
Is that a problem? Like, I don't.
Well, it's a solution to the problem.
Okay.
It just, I mean, there's not too many places. But
it's not a thing this state likes to do. They like to sell you licenses for X amount of ducks.
Okay.
Right. They do not like that, right? There's not too many places that there's open season on too many things. I believe it's open season in Texas on pigs.
Okay.
So much so that there'll be like traps that people have baited with dynamite. Boom!
What's the point of that? You can't even take a trophy from that. You can't even get meat off of that.
So
you're just blowing up pigs.
I hear
that people don't really want the meat from pigs. They're not very, it's just...
Have they heard of bacon?
Well, bacon doesn't come off of pigs.
Okay.
Bacon comes out of smokers.
Okay.
It's when you take the pork belly and, lay it out or whatever, and that could certainly happen. But how much bacon do you need from how many of these pigs? I mean, they're all over the place, and not everybody likes the flavor.
Add to the bacon supply and bring the price down. Eat more bacon.
Wild animals tend to be gamey, and people have different opinions on that. We've gotten to a very bland diet on, the American white pig, and so that's what we want.
It's already no fun. I want some wild pig bacon.
And somebody who's listening has it right now in their freezer. They're like, well, I'll sell it to you.
I'll buy it.
Speaking of buying it, want to talk to you about Divvy, D-I-V-I. Divvy, they have their next generation wallet. It's coming out, and in just a few taps, you'll be able to spend, earn, store, and exchange digital money in seconds. Divvy says you'll be able to send money around the globe with only a swipe and instantly exchange between Divvy, Bitcoin, and fiat. That's government money. Right in their mobile app, would draw directly to your bank account. There's no need to wait, though. Divvy already offers the first one-tap solution for earning passive income with their multi-tiered master nodes, allowing anyone to earn by supporting the Divvy network. And Free Talk Live's doing this, and yes, we are earning Divvy. So, and the value of Divvy has gone up tremendously since we started doing this, at least against the U.S. dollar. I couldn't speak to where it's at against Bitcoin, but you can't mine Bitcoin. You need a giant mining room. So Divvy, D-I-V-I. Check out DivvyProject.org. That's D-I-V-I project.org. Larry in Indiana, you're on Free Talk Live, sir.
Hey, I know one thing, right?
Aren't you going to call me a boy? I love it when you do that.
Okay, how you doing, boys? Hey, girl, you care? How you doing, boy? Hey, listen. I know one thing. If you try to mess with a tiger, he's going to rip your guts out first. Then he's going to crush your head and drink your blood while it's still pumping. That's what they do.
Yeah, that sounds right.
And raccoons, I've had to kill 2 of them this year because they will get in your chicken coops. If your chicken don't go in the main coop at night, and they crush their heads and drink the juice too.
What do you do? How do you take out the raccoons? What are you doing?
Well, I take them out with my 22.
So you just wait for the raccoon to come, you sit there and watch, and then...
Well, it's easy to catch them because they come the same path every night when they go into the coop and they think they're going to get something. But then you wait with the 22. Or one of them was trying to stay in one of my barns, and he was just trying to be bad. I tried to give him a chance to escape, right? Yep. He didn't try to escape, so I made a spear and speared him in his side.
Yep.
And he drug off with the spear, and I guess it fell out, and then he never came back. But anyway, animals, you leave wild animals in the wild because when they get older, I know I used to go to J.C. Murphy's and get baby alligators, and when they got big, I just tortured them to death, and that was the end of them.
What'd you do with the babies?
The baby alligators, they're just babies. Okay. And I raised them my mom would start looking funny at me and stuff.
Yeah.
Then they disappeared.
Okay.
But anyway, I think that I wanted to talk about inflation that's going to accrue after all these stimulus packages and so forth get sent out.
I've got an article that says otherwise.
Well, your article is wrong.
Go ahead. Let Larry get his thing out.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to disclaim that, but I just think that you look at Germany in 1922.
This is the Weimar Germany.
It was the Germany where they were doing the same thing we're doing now. They were separating the labor, like they say, non-essential jobs, right? Then that means you don't count and your welfare stiff, and they're going to send you a check, right? And for the medical industrial complex, those are essential jobs. We leave our blue light on for them and cherish them and everything. And just a couple months ago, we were beating them down for being a bunch of bums. So I think we better watch for inflation because I know in Germany, they closed down the economy for a while. And then when it came back, people got their paychecks. They had made a $1 million mark, right? Worth $1 million. And you could only buy 1 week's food with it. So
Zimbabwe happened relatively recently. As a matter of fact, I am a trillionaire because I have I have a Zimbabwe something $1 trillion note. I think there's one hanging on the wall right over there. Yeah. Stick it on the wall. I think this might be the multi-billion-dollar notes, like whatever they are, sitting over there. But we're here on Free Talk Live. We are billionaires because this stuff happens all the time. And if y'all don't listen to folks like Larry, y'all gonna get the same thing every time.
Part of the problem is the one answer that you get from people is, well, it can't happen here. The United States, it's different.
Because magic. Because we're special.
Well, but it's also happened here, right? The continental dollar hyperinflated and crashed long before the Federal Reserve note took its place. So it's already, for those people that say, well, it can't happen here because this is America, it already has, right? It already has.
I mean, America hasn't even, or the U.S. hasn't even really been there for that long. We're a little over 200 years old. We're not... Well, we don't have that great a track record. We don't have that long a track record.
The U.S. dollar is the world's reserve currency, which gives it a different set of rules.
As long as the oil falls in line.
But there's no guarantee. As a matter of fact, there is a guarantee. The guarantee is that the rules don't stay the same. Somebody moves the cheese. Like, something changes. Now, will the United States dollar remain the world reserve currency throughout our lifetime? Perhaps. Perhaps not.
Depends how long your lifetime is.
Let me give you a little, right, it really does. Let me give you a little factoid here, people. And I mean factoid in the sense that this is true, not in the sense that it's false. Let's see, what was the period? Over a 5-year period? Essentially, China has graduated millions of engineers in the recent past. And at that same time, our college students are fighting about whether or not it's, it's bad to wear a Cowboys and Indians outfit. I mean, there's no comparison. And that ain't good for the United States. 855-450-FREE. Free Talk Live.
I have 2 dogs, Sam and Bailey. Both are golden retrievers. Poor Sam, he was a mess. Always itching. His paws were soaking wet all day from just constant licking. He had bald spots on his back. I just don't like putting shots and steroids into your dog all the time.
DINOVITE.com. Dinovite is nutrition.
Probably 2 weeks after he started Dinovite, I started seeing great improvements, and today 99% of his issues are non-existent. It's amazing stuff. Since Bailey has been 12 weeks old, he's been a Dinovite dog, and he has 0 issues today. He won't eat his food without Dinovite. When I get out the Dinovite, my dogs actually salivate, like I'm getting them a treat. They drool over it. Dinovite is the best thing you can do for your dog.
You won't believe how happy your dog will be.
I get my Dinovite from DINOVITE.com.
Uncovering the secrets and exposing the lies. That's what the readers of freedomsphoenix.com get every day. freedomsphoenix.com, constantly providing the information, the real news about government policies, and the real relationship we all have with the coercive government, the real condition of the economy, innovations in technology, breakthroughs in energy, health, and computer science. Learn the truth well before it's admitted to in the lamestream media. The corporate media, nothing more than distributors of government propaganda, but now there's an alternative. freedomsphoenix.com. Constant news updates on the issues that affect your life in the most important ways. With liberty and property under constant attack, freedomsphoenix.com provides the understanding behind the propaganda, and it encourages the participation of its readers. Go to freedomsphoenix.com. That's freedoms with an S, phoenix.com. freedomsphoenix.com. The revolution between the ears has already happened.
There are basically 2 types of advertising, direct response and branding. Radio's great for direct response with its low cost to listener ratio, but audio can't be beat for branding, which is a longer-term endeavor. You want to be the first thing that someone thinks of when they think about your product or service. If you have a local business that you want kept top of mind in your community, call the station. If you need national reach, Free Talk Live's got around 200 radio stations, millions of monthly listening sessions, can suit all budgets, and if we don't think we're right for you, we'll tell you. Email me, mark@freetalklive.com.
There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and our main feed that includes everything. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com. Why did you move to the Shire?
I moved here to the Shire because there's other people around who take liberty just as seriously as I do.
I moved to the Shire because I saw videos of people challenging authority and thought that I could get support myself. It called to me, like, do this, right now.
I wanted to be around people like me who got it, and once I got here, I knew there was nowhere else that I wanted to be.
I've always wanted to change the world, so I moved to the Shire to join people who were actually working towards doing the same thing.
The people here are awesome, loving, and positive. It was for the adventure and for the feeling of something important is happening here, and I just wanted to come to sort of be part of that.
Visit ShireSociety.com to read and sign the Shire Society Declaration and learn the reasons why, if you love liberty, you should immigrate to the Shire. Plus, connect with others via the forum at ShireSociety.com. That's ShireSociety.com.
Some of our live shows are streamed in HD on Twitch. Please follow and share at twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
It's Free Talk Live. You can call in, talk about whatever you want to talk about here on Free Talk Live. It's Mark with you.
Richie Rich.
And Melanie.
And Larry just called in about inflation. And I think it's a good time to talk about your Mises Institute article about inflation, because this is a very real issue. The United States government is already promising $2 trillion in stimulus. I presume that just goes on the debt, knocking you up from, say, 23 trillion to 25 trillion. By the way, my prediction is at the end of Trump's presidency, it will be at 40 trillion, meaning if he gets another 2 years, because that will simply follow the pattern of factors. I shudder to think at the end of the next president after Trump, likely a Democrat, their presidency, it should be 80 trillion.
Those are unfathomable numbers.
That's just if we go at these the rates that we're going currently. Now, it could not happen. I don't know, but it's something to keep an eye out for, because at this point the debt it's insurmountable. Like, nobody even wants to talk about it. The Republicans aren't talking about it. The Democrats aren't talking about it. Nobody's talking about it. Nobody talks about debt when Republicans have the presidency. That's just irresponsible. But one thing I can tell you is that the folks that are putting on Forkfest, and by putting on, I mean people are going to attend Forkfest, and there's quite a few of them that will show up no matter what is going on. If that campground in New Hampshire is open from June the 29th through July the 5th at Rogers Campground in the beautiful White Mountains of New Hampshire, Forkfest is happening. And you can't count on much, but you can count on that.
And as of now, in New Hampshire, campgrounds are allowed to stay open, whereas hotels and a lot of other things aren't.
And I tend to think that you will see less lockdowns as time goes by, not more. Just a guess.
You think people are getting? I think people are getting stir crazy,
right?
And they're just going to want to come out, and eventually, it's either going to be like, open, not open season, but open people just going out in the open, protesting it, or acts of defiance, or the government's
acts of defiance. So
or the government's going to have to say, like, okay, you're out.
Not even defiance, but that's what's going to have to happen. Go to Forkfest.party to find out more about this. I think it'll happen before that, because like at this point, nothing's happening. They only got people in their houses because of fear. And when you start talking about what's our exit plan here, all they've got is it's going to take us 2 years to make a vaccine, and when we get a vaccine, we can probably relax some of this stuff. What? So first off,
that's insane amount of time.
If they'd have said that up front, people would not have done this.
Right, and that's why they're doing what they're doing, which is they're going to, 2 weeks by 2 weeks by 2 weeks. It's always going to be 2 weeks from now.
Okay.
And at some point or another, even the most dense statist out there is going to be like, I'm sick of this, and they lied to me. And they're going to be like, in whatever. So as soon as enough restaurants open up, enough bowling alleys, enough movie theaters, or whatever the situation is, then there's just nothing they can do anymore.
But right now, the vast majority of people are saying, like, let's just shut everything down for 2 weeks. Right? They're calling for more closures.
Yeah.
Because the more people violate the order, the more the essential workers are out and like, oh my gosh, the pizza guy, the cooks touched the food and he could be carrying the virus, and the delivery driver could carry the virus. So it's still spreading wildly.
And there's no evidence that people have been caught by pizzas at this point, but everybody's just scared of everything. There's just an article out right now says the COVID virus can travel on the air up to 13 feet. Well, now you've got your social distancing now. It's gone from 6 feet to 13 now. And you better wear your handkerchief over your mouth because that's going to help.
Or not. We got yelled at in Central Square prior to the show starting. Some dude just drove up in a truck and yelled out, "Put on mask!" Expletive deleted, and
yep.
But we got waved at positively by like 3 cars full of people.
That is true.
So it was like
more
3 to
positive.
1.
Yeah,
right. As if a mask is going to do anything.
It doesn't.
And if he wasn't out, then he wouldn't have to worry about our non-diseases.
So I've got a mask, and the reason to wear a mask is twofold. A, if you just can't get your arm up enough to block, if you sneeze, it's better to have a mask on, right? You keep it to it's easier way to keep it to yourself.
For the aerosols, the virus penetrates the mask. The mask, the cloth mask that people wear.
Cloth isn't going to stop, inhalation of the virus if it is airborne.
Right.
But it helps to keep it from getting aerosolized if you have it on. Second, it helps to keep you from touching your face, which is something that we all probably should do less of.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, I'm just thinking.
I'm a beard stroker, man.
I know beards are yucky things, and it's the reason I don't have one.
Okay.
Because
they're not if you wash your face.
And you need to do that more often because you got more surface area, and you're eating and all these things.
Every time I bathe, the beard gets shampooed and conditioned like the rest of it.
I'm just a bitter guy who actually can't grow a beard. And that's that. I can't because I begin to go bananas.
Okay.
I can grow a little something underneath my chin without messing with it, but then once it gets long enough, then I'm stroking and pulling on it, and I'm taking the second dirtiest part of my body, my hand, and sticking it right there next to my mouth. And
look at me.
It's bad. It's bad. Yeah,
destroying you right now.
It's
I mean,
just
people have
disgusting.
to wash their hands anyway. Like, we do not need the president of the United States to get up on TV and be like, y'all need to wash y'all's hands.
No, I think that's the
that
thing.
That should be something you learned at like 2 years old.
Well, I think that we need to be reminded.
Yeah.
I'm for that. Masks, hand washing, no handshakes. I mean, there's some things that I hope we take out of this.
We could get rid of handshakes and we could start washing our hands in general, virus or no, from here on out. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
That people are going to start carrying weapons again, and because you don't have to put your hand out to show that you're unarmed.
Okay, I don't usually keep a weapon strapped to my arm anyway, but all right.
So that is the origin of the handshake, but the handshake is also to some extent a sort of a homogenization of a bunch of different greetings in different ways. People had lots of different greetings. The handshake's becoming, but the bow is too, right? The Japanese, you'll note that people sort of bow to each other. Sometimes they'll shake and bow and these sorts of things. It's very interesting to watch, but we've adopted bowing in Western culture to some extent because it existed for sovereigns at one point. So, maybe the bow is the right way to go. Maybe I think a hug is less dirty than a handshake.
I'm a hugger. I'll hug you.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that, but not right now.
No, of course not.
We're on the air because it doesn't really work. But
I hope hugs don't get adopted for like acquaintances and like business situations. That would be weird.
I hug.
Why we gotta touch people? Can we just not touch people?
No, you don't have
Touching's good for this particular version of primate. We're touching.
Like your friends and stuff, not like I'm going to the office. It's like, oh, hug everybody. Like, no, we don't have to do that.
I don't want to have to hug everybody because it seems like a long line. But
hug your friends. You're good.
Right. Yeah. Ian and I, who work together regularly, rarely hug. And but there are people that I've worked with in the past that if I saw them, I certainly would hug them.
Yeah.
Hugging tends to be for me something that I haven't seen you for a while kind of thing.
In the current environment, I'm open to whatever you want to do. So like I have customers come in if they want to shake.
You
my
don't
hand.
say that on Free Talk Live. I'll tell you that much.
Okay.
So our listeners are open to a lot.
Well, whatever. Bring it. Whatever you can think of. Like I
Do
guess,
you have any listeners who want to kill you, though?
Not me personally.
Okay.
But
I do,
people at
and
this
Mark
table
does.
do. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
What I'm saying, as far as the greeting is concerned, right? If you want to shake my hand, I'll shake your hand. If you want to give me the knuckles, I'll give you the knuckles. You know, me
The
and Captain
elbow.
Kick-Ass have been doing the elbow thing when we see each other.
Yeah, the elbow
But
thing is
whatever.
common amongst
I
hikers.
actually got challenged to a duel kind of one time on the air.
Okay.
Wow.
So I'm not open to that. You can't be open to everything.
I specifically, when greeting each other,
Yes.
I'm open to anything, right? Like when customers come in, if they want to stand 6 feet away, fine, stand 6 feet away. If you want to approach my desk, I'm cool with that too.
I don't find the elbow to be very gratifying. Look,
Okay.
I'm fine with it right now, but I don't find it to be very gratifying. You know, that kind of thing. I like the feel of a handshake, and I feel like there should be something a bit more. Even the Roman handshake, where you reach in and grab the arm, is better than the handshake. Anything besides the handshake, in my opinion, because your mouth has to be the dirtiest part of your body. At least the people who are likely to touch on a regular basis, and your hand second dirtiest, and then you're gonna likely touch your eye, your nose, or your mouth within 5 minutes after shaking somebody's second dirtiest part. Don't do it. 855-450-3733. It's 855-450-FREE here on Free Talk Live.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joel Wallach, the Dead Doctors Don't Lie guy. There's no reason why you shouldn't live to be at least 100 and have a great time getting there. And I'm going to give you a free copy of my lecture that tells you exactly how to do it. In fact, after you've lived a long and healthy life, there should be only 2 documents in your medical chart, a birth certificate and a death certificate. I'm Dr. Wallach with a warning. If you have a 4-inch medical chart, if you take prescription drugs for high cholesterol, high blood pressure, arthritis, joint pains, and other health issues, the medical profession is failing you. They're using you for an ATM machine. My free lecture is going to reveal what pharmaceutical companies don't want you to know. There's been groundbreaking research and discoveries on how to effectively treat or eliminate over 900 different diseases naturally, and it's all in my free lecture called Deadly Recipe. So call toll-free 1-855-79-YOUNG. Again, that's toll-free 1-855-79-YOUNG. 1-855-79-YOUNG.
Extendivite really works. Just listen to what Dr. Joe has to say.
Hypertension runs in my family, unfortunately. I started having problems a number of years ago, and I had heard the commercials a number of times, and I personally do not like the idea of being on medications. Even though I'm a physician, you would think, that's our thing, but we just don't like it. So I figured, I'll start the product, and I did, and I got to tell you, it does help. By the grace of God and that product, my labs come back really good all the time, right on the money. I used to always have cold toes in the wintertime, and I used to love going down to Florida for my medical conferences. But since I've been taking the product regularly, I don't have that problem anymore. You got a great product there, Don, and I just wanted to tell you how appreciative I am. Thank you so much.
To order, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822 or visit heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
So the protection of life, liberty, and property is what the Free State Project is all about. But it's an effort to move 20,000 people who understand.
It's about demonstrating to the entire country
that, we can have a free market, a truly free market. Making it just a freer, great place to live.
It's the world's largest voluntarist libertarian community, and it's only getting bigger.
That's amazing, to be able to move to a place where other people passionately believe in being free and independent.
What the Free State Project is managing to do, though, is to put their money where their mouth is. It's physically getting up across the country and saying, let's go someplace and let's demonstrate the power of these ideas. There's a lot of kind of philosophy that surrounds liberty. There's a lot of thinking about it and talking about it. But here in New Hampshire, people are doing it.
101 Reasons Liberty Lives in New Hampshire, a documentary by Free State Project Early Movers. Watch it free at 101reasonsfilm.com. 101reasonsfilm.com. What if you want to hear the latest episode of Free Talk Live, but all you have is your phone, you forgot to download our archive, and you have no data connection? You can call our Listen line at 641-793-0191. That's a long-distance number, so you may incur charges. If not, listen as long as you want. 641-793-0191. The Free Talk Live listen line, 641-793-0191. What do you shop for that you could otherwise buy at Amazon? Pretty much everything, right? Amazon has competitive pricing and they deliver, and that's a big plus. If you could plan ahead in your shopping, would you be interested in saving up to 33%? There's a catch. You have to do your shopping in Bitcoin. But imagine those savings. It's like a huge raise. All you have to do is go to saveatpurse.com. We've saved thousands, and you can too. Plan ahead and save. Saveatpurse.com.
Love what we do? Please help support our international satellite channels at patreon.lrn.fm. That's patreon.lrn.fm.
It's Free Talk Live. You can call in, talk about whatever's on your mind. It's Mark with you.
Richie Rich.
And Melanie.
855-450-3733. It's 855-450-FREE. And let's just go to the phones, guys. Let's go to Pat calling in from Michigan. Pat, you're on Free Talk Live.
Hey. Good evening, fellas and ma'am. I guess I'm calling in for a range report here. I live about 20 miles away from one of the largest air bases in the country.
Which one is that?
I'm in the Thunder Bay of Michigan.
Okay. Well, I can't
remember the name of the base.
I'll take your word for it.
But anyway, a couple days ago, I seen the biggest jet I've ever seen going like less than a half mile high. Right,
is this like a
over my house
C5 Galaxy?
On an east-west line.
Is this like a C5 Galaxy?
This was military. I don't know. I can't identify this thing, but any good machine gunner could have dropped it. It was going so low and slow.
Wow.
I thought it was going to drop out of the sky. It was putting along so bad.
You got to lead them,
all right?
Just so you know.
Yeah, I know that. I'm a bird hunter.
All right.
But anyway, so anyway, this thing is going east-west. About 5-10 minutes later, I see another one doing an identical run north-south along the riverbed off to my horizon. And later on in the day, I hear that our glorious governor has banned the seed sales. You can't buy vegetable seeds. You can't go into even the garden center or Walmart.
There's a handful of states that are doing that at this point. It's a little
Vermont
ridiculous
did it too, from what I hear. But evidently, I'm thinking these planes putting along. Somebody seen somebody doing something in their backyard, or I heard actually that somebody called in on some other woman for putting out potted plants in her flower bed and whatnot, and that was enough to cause the wrath of Ooh-da-da to come down upon us.
So, do you think that these planes are watching people who might be out violating whatever orders there might be out there? Do you think that's what their gig is?
Most certainly.
Okay.
I can see no other reason for this thing to be going so
I don't think
low
they
and
need
so
that big of a
slow
plane for
and
that,
flying grids.
They like to be wasteful, though.
Okay.
That might be if it's a city, that might be the plane that they have.
Okay. I mean,
No,
they
I'm out
have
in the
drones,
country.
they have quadcopters, right? They have other means of surveillance other than the biggest, most, noticeable jet plane that you can fly going that slow over residences.
Fiscal year is coming up. They need to burn all the oil.
Yeah, need to burn the jet fuel. That makes avgas, whatever it is. Yeah, that makes some sense.
Well,
Sure.
they do all kinds of military exercises around here. I'm used to seeing chopper squads and all this stuff. But
That's
this
pretty
was
cool to see.
unusual.
I mean, I got to say, every once in a while, I'll see it over my house.
The exercises?
There's some base up near Burlington, Vermont, and so they'll come down this way. And I mean, I'm fine seeing military hardware flying through the air to be very interesting, and I suspect most people feel the same way. Pat, thanks for the report. Appreciate it. The number, 855-450-3733. It's 855-450-FREE. Let's go to Tom calling from New Hampshire. Tom, you're on Free Talk Live.
One of the big problems with trying to get rid of zoning restrictions is that the people who live in those towns, those affluent towns, and they don't want working class and minorities and immigrants moving in, and the people who are the victims of it, who are excluded from being able to live in those towns, they can't vote in those towns to change those rules. So the way to do it is to impress upon to do it through the state legislature, to elect candidates to the state legislature who want to wipe out all the zoning restrictions in the state by statewide preemption. All the city and towns that impose zoning restrictions would suddenly find that there would be no more zoning restrictions. There would be immediately an abundance of new jobs in demolition and in construction. And with the glut of housing, the landlords would be forced to lower the rents, to scramble to find tenants to pay half of what they're paying now. If they had done this just a few years ago, people would have had a chance to save up their money and have a reserve for when a disaster strikes like this, or they wouldn't be quite so stuck.
Do you think that people, I mean, I kind of feel like the reason people don't have a reserve, what are the numbers we've heard? 40% of Americans can't put their hands on $400, 60% can't put their hands on $1,000. That gives you some idea of where, America is as far as having money, and it isn't pretty. And
it also doesn't matter what income bracket you're in either.
Right.
Like people who are in the wealthy bracket are overextended.
Right,
as well.
And I think the reason for that is because that's how the money is designed. Right, the Federal Reserve, the powers that be, the World Bank, these kind of folks, they want velocity of money. They want money to change hands over and over and over again. They want you to buy that home improvement thing that then the contractor is spending his money on lumber and labor and all that stuff. The laborer is spending his money on cigarettes. They just want it moving as fast as it possibly can go.
There's a lot of that.
Yep.
There's maybe a lot of that, but the people don't have a choice of being forced to pay so much for rent that they can never catch up and get out of that.
I'm not defending zoning, but what I'm saying is that even if they were paying less in rent, they would still find a way to be paycheck to paycheck and not have a savings built up.
A lot of them would be that way by their own choice, by their own foolishness. But a lot of people are being driven deeper and deeper into debt, into credit card debt, because of zoning restrictions. I know that one from my own past experience when I was stuck in that issue, but I'm not anymore. But the issue here is to get rid of the zoning restrictions, like I say, by having the state legislature do it. And then as soon as the economy opens up, there will be an abundance of new jobs in demolition and construction, and people can walk to work. They won't need to pay for a car. They'll reduce their carbon footprint because they can live closer to where they work, live closer to where they shop, and a major thing, they can live closer to where they gather to drink booze together. They won't be as tempted to try to drive home. There'll be a lot less crashes out on the roads, and everybody wins except some real estate investors, kind of like some people lost everything when the slaves were freed, were emancipated, and Confederate money became worthless.
Right, if we don't have zoning laws, who's going to pick the cotton? Thanks for the call, Tom. I agree. Obviously, he makes a compelling case that zoning laws are used basically to impoverish people. Zoning laws are used to make things difficult. I will say this, is Florida appears to have a law that makes much of that difficult to continue. So I believe the law says something to the effect of a municipality creates a zoning law that negatively affects the value of your property or something like that, that you can sue the municipality for that value. And it's the only state that I know of that has a law like this.
Is that a good thing? Because in this case, it would be them lifting the zoning restrictions, lowering the value for those wealthy, affluent neighborhoods, and then those wealthy.
That's an excellent question. Is if they get rid of zoning laws to make people more free, can you sue because
your
now
property value went down in the affluent area?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. I don't know the answer to that.
Okay.
And but Freedom in the 50 States points this out and makes Florida the freest place in the union as a result of that and their homestead exemptions and stuff like that. So, that. Take it up with them. They're the academics. I would
just say just get rid of the zoning restrictions, right, and let the chips fall where they may, right? Some people are going to be negatively impacted because they thought they had this affluent neighborhood, and well, you guessed wrong, right? You made a bad investment. Situation changed, not in your favor. C'est la vie.
I mean, you could still do that with the state. You could still have an HOA. You could still have deed restrictions. You could still have one person that says, "Okay, I own this big thing, and only rich people can live here." You don't have to rely on the states. If you just want to have a neighborhood of rich people, you can accomplish that privately.
And you can. I mean, you know, we have that all over with zoning laws. It's with the HOAs, homeowners associations, and stuff like that. So it's very achievable.
That's why you don't need a law that says, if we pass a law that's not in your favor, you can sue. Like, you don't need that. Just get rid of the zoning restriction.
So I guess, one of the questions that a statist might have is if you libertarians support HOAs and homeowners associations and things like that with their very restrictive rules, why don't you support zoning laws? And
I only support HOAs when you can't be voted in also, by the way, which happens in some states.
What does voted in mean?
So if there's 5 people on a street and 3 of them want the HOA, then congratulations, the other 2 of you are also now in a HOA. Even if you're not
it's
in
BS.
the middle of it, and how they determine what's, quote, in that plot, I don't know.
I guess the question here is if you moved into an area where you're allowed to vote into an HOA with
the entire
simple
state,
a simple majority, then have you not, in the same way that you agreed to it when you moved into the HOA, have you not agreed to it just the fact that they could bring in an HOA? So there's the question. 855-450-3733. Love to have your answer. 855-450-FREE here on Free Talk Live.
Remember when you first heard about Bitcoin? How long did it take you to realize this little project would soon change the world? Do you kind of wish you had gotten involved sooner? Well, now's your chance to be part of the next revolution in money. Intercoin is working to finally make crypto go mainstream. It's designed to be scalable enough to support everyday payments and even elections without the state. Bitcoin was originally supposed to be a peer-to-peer cash system, the way we would all pay one another without having to trust any third party. But instead, over time, it mostly became a store of value. That's because every 10 minutes, the Bitcoin network must put all transactions into a block, and that block can only hold so much. If crypto is to become mainstream, for everyone to use it in everyday payments, we need a new architecture, one that's as secure as Bitcoin while being far more scalable. Check out intercoin.org to find out more, and maybe pick up some of those coins for yourself.
Looking for a great real estate investment? Consider New Hampshire, which is ground zero for the Liberty Movement. Your first call should be to Mark Worden from Porcupine Real Estate. He's more than just a real estate agent. He's your New Hampshire concierge. Where are the best places to live? Do you want farm, city, the burbs, or forest? Do you want a duplex or multifamily building so that renters pay your mortgage? There are homes in all price ranges in New Hampshire, and Mark can help with financing too. Invest in liberty and property. Mark Worden can help.
PorcupineRealEstate.com. Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get 1 free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
You're listening to the live edition of Free Talk Live. Hour number 3 is next after the news here on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
This is the Liberty Beat, your daily source for Liberty news and activist updates. Produced in partnership with the SNLS Network and listeners like you. Online at snlsnetwork.com. I'm Mick Murrow with your latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Gold is trading at $1,691, silver at $15.54, and Bitcoin is trading around $7,293. Today's gold, silver, and Bitcoin prices are brought to you by Brave Botanicals, high-quality kratom and CBD at reasonable prices with excellent customer service. Brave Botanicals is activist-owned and mission-driven. The Liberty Beat and Brave Botanicals believe so strongly in the power of kratom, we're giving it away for free. Just go to libertybeat.news/freekratom. This is the Liberty Beat at snlsnetwork.com. In the news, as an increasing amount of cities and states across the world clamp down on citizen movement due to coronavirus, officials have been deploying drones in a bid to scare some sense into citizens. The trend has seen dozens of law enforcement agencies and municipalities flock to one drone manufacturer based in China. to help enforce quarantine rules while cutting costs on traditional public safety services. Activist Post reports one of the latest cities to enlist drones into its arsenal is Daytona Beach, Florida, which now has 8 of the flying tools, including 2 loaned by China-based drone manufacturer DJI Technology. Over the past week, the Daytona Beach Police Department has flown upwards of 30 missions to enforce the statewide stay-at-home order in the city's beachfront parks and on hiking trails. The drone also has a FLIR thermal camera that can read people's body temperatures, allowing police to single out those potentially infected by COVID-19. Ever wonder where we find all the news to report right here on the Liberty Beat? Visit snls.news to get the world's most censored media published all in one place. Save yourself from the endless time spent searching for reliable alternative media. SNLS News makes it quick and easy. No ads, no clickbait, just raw headlines, 24 hours a day. Visit snls.news and get informed today without the corporate media spin. Your news now continues. President Donald Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, has created a task force that wants to create a real-time national coronavirus surveillance system. An article in Politico.com revealed how the national coronavirus surveillance system would allow federal authorities to see why someone is visiting their doctor and why they're in the hospital. Activist Post reports giving government officials unfettered access to a patient's doctor's visits and what they are being treated for would destroy the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, known as HIPAA. A national coronavirus surveillance network, hospital surveillance network, would affect Americans' rights on a scale not seen since 9/11. Using COVID-19 as an excuse to monitor hospital emergency rooms is disingenuous at best and misleading at worst. Over 100 inmates riot at Washington prison amid coronavirus outbreak concerns. The Mind Unleashed reports that according to Washington State Patrol, there was a prison riot involving over 100 inmates at the Monroe Corrections Complex on Wednesday. Local news source King 5 reported that things were set on fire during the disturbance. However, other sources only reported threats of fires. It's not immediately clear what sparked the uprising or if the prisoners had any demands. But the Mind Unleashed reports it's the same prison that has been in the news in recent weeks due to a coronavirus outbreak. The Department of Corrections website says that a total of 6 inmates and 5 staff members at the Monroe facility have tested positive for the virus. Overhead video captured by Como News showed a large group of inmates handcuffed in a field wearing masks. Earlier in the week, a lawyer representing the inmates filed a suit for their release. Support for the Liberty Beat is brought to you by the Homestead Guru. The Homestead Guru is an educational website offering tips, tools, news, stories, and commentary on everything homesteading. Topics include green homes, gardening, animal husbandry, do-it-yourself, home remedies, alternative energy, survivalism, unschooling, and more. Those details are found online at thehomestead.guru. This is the Liberty Beat, powered by the SNLS Network at snlsnetwork.com. I'm Mick Murrow, reporting for the Liberty Beat, reminding you, spread liberty with a smile.
All experts agreed this week that the dying U.S. economy is no reason at all to stop investing in print media, calling the newspaper and magazine industry a veritable cash cow with massive potential for growth. Top experts everywhere said that aggressive investment in print media will pay off in spades, and that newsprint is in no way threatened by internet news sites or online video content. Besides, everyone in the know agreed, loyal readers of newspapers would never, ever in a million years turn their back on the trusted print media industry that has always been there for them in good times and bad.
This is the Onion News Network.
It's the Onion Radio News. I'm Doyle Redland. Cardiologists announced today that test subjects who took a single aspirin tablet followed by a fifth of bonded Kentucky bourbon were 85% less likely to realize they were having a heart attack. Potential side effects for the new treatment include slurred speech, impaired vision, and vomiting. Doyle Redland for the Onion Radio News, online at theonion.com.
Free Talk Live.
Talk Live. Kicking off the third hour. You can call in and talk about whatever is on your mind. It's Mark with you.
Richie Rich.
And Melanie.
The number, 855-450-3733. It's 855-450-FREE, as in freedom. However, you can call in on the Discord lines. You go to discord.freetalklive.com. You sign up there. You got to, create a little account, username, password, verify it, that whole shebang. I'm sure you've experienced it, or you're 97 years old. Probably 107. And that's what Jones Incorporated did. Jones, you're on Free Talk Live, calling from the interweb. What's on your mind?
First of all, Mark, I'd like to say I found a video of you singing karaoke, and no offense, but it's not very good.
All right.
Karaoke isn't supposed to be good.
I think that's
part
definitive.
of the charm.
Definitive of karaoke.
If I remember, it was Monster Magnet's. I can't remember what the name of the song was, but you kind of have to yell through it anyway. And the audio wasn't really set up very well. I generally get applause for doing that song. I tend to think that the audio for that was just not appropriate. But that's fine.
Blame it on the audio.
Whatever.
Yep, it's always the audio. So, second of all, I want to ask, do you think, your opinions on the NRA, because they claim to be a civil rights activist group, but it's pretty obvious they're a lobbyist group. I just want to know your thoughts on that.
Mine specifically?
Yeah, yours, the show's.
Okay. Well, the show doesn't have an opinion. The show is a way for people to talk. I think that it is a lobbying organization that's concerned with, to some extent, the civil rights of Americans to own some weapons. I think that the NRA is a net positive, but not what I would call a
principled organization.
Principled organization, a total positive. They've got some downsides. For instance, I can't remember what that black fellow in Minneapolis that got shot that had a concealed carry permit.
Philando Castile, that's right. He got
shot, and the NRA could have come out and supported a concealed carry permit holder that was going for his that was going for his driver's license as he was ordered by the police officer, who then shot him.
Wasn't even going for the weapon.
But they decided to support the cop, and then the cop was found not guilty of murder. But of course, Minneapolis gave a big old check to Philando's family, not the lady he was in the car with, though, because they hadn't gone through the whole marriage ceremony thing. So I thought it was very odd. What are your thoughts, Jones Inc.?
I think that the NRA is kind of lying to the people, saying it's a civil rights group.
Okay.
From what I've read, that it's blatantly a lobbying group. It gets its main donations and contributions from big companies, Smith Wesson, other gun companies like
Ruger.
that.
Yep.
Yeah. And I think that to tell you that they're a civil rights group is wrong. They're a lobbying group that just happens to support your Second Amendment right.
Well, I don't think they even support Second Amendment rights.
Some of them.
At most, and I think this is even a stretch to say that they support gun manufacturers' rights. If that, they're behind a lot of gun regulations, actually. The NRA is not whatsoever a gun rights group. Gun Owners of America is a gun rights group. The NRA, they might defend some gun manufacturers here or there. They were behind the automatic weapons ban at one point. No, they're not whatsoever a gun rights group.
I think they sort of put themselves out there as sort of a common sense gun rights group. So they're
common sense is leftist code for gun regulations.
Ill-defined.
And the intention is to preserve as many rights at any given time as possible by seceding some small amount here or there.
Eventually you cede all of them.
Yeah.
Eventually you will, right? Like eventually they'll all be gone.
If we were just going to roll over and give up, we could just not have an organization.
But Jones, so let's say that's true. Say they're a lobbying organization that happens to defend some of your Second Amendment rights. Why should I care about the distinction between a civil rights organization and a lobbying organization if the ends are somewhere near each other?
Well, I don't think the ends are completely near. I
Okay.
mean, like you guys said, that they support gun like major gun control. I mean, the banning of automatic rifles, and I think it's blatantly lying to you because you have to pay for a membership, where that membership should be a company's membership and not your membership.
Well,
They're defending
you also
financial
don't have to purchase a
factors'
membership.
rights instead of your rights.
Well, they don't have to commit fraud either. That's a little fraudy for them to say, I'm a gun rights group for people, here buy your people membership, but actually I represent... Because I think they came out against gun 3D printing because they represent the manufacturers.
Yeah, so don't support the organization, right?
But they claim to not do that. But the problem is they're committing fraud.
Well, they're only committing fraud against you if you're a member and you don't know that going in, right? Like the NRA is not committing any fraud against me. I don't support the organization. I don't donate to the organization. I'm not a member of the organization. I have no business with the NRA.
Yes, but I mean, a vast majority of gun owners have a license or a membership with the NRA.
Is that is that true?
Yes, there's even a gun company. I can't remember, but when you buy their gun, you get like a lifetime membership with the NRA as long as you own that gun still.
Okay,
and that's like a portion
How do you prove
of
it? Well, just rescind your membership then. Like if you're not paying for it, who cares? Just make the declaration that I'm rescinding my membership to the NRA and be done with it.
But I mean, let's say this gun company, whatever this is, X Arms. X Arms says that I get a free lifetime membership as long as I own the gun, but I immediately buy it and then sell it to Richie, and I don't mention to him the membership aspect of the gun. I sell it to him at the same price that I bought the gun at, and then I get a free membership? Because how's the NRA going to know when I sold this gun?
Well, I'm not exactly sure. I mean, that's from what I read.
Okay.
It might be that you get it for like 2 years or whatever, but I'm not 100% sure.
Well, we've been fans of Gun Owners of America here on Free Talk Live for a long time. I guess the fact is that the NRA is the big kid on the block, right?
Yeah, but right there with Gun Owners of America, if you support them, right, they're a competing membership organization. You can choose to support one or the other or both or neither voluntarily and just pick the one and financially support the one that you believe is doing you the best service.
I just think that if you are financially supporting them, you have to know exactly what they're lobbying for and if they're a civil rights group or a manufacturer.
It would be wise to find that out ahead
They're
of
big
time.
enough that you're never going to find that you're never going to you're never going to have the control that you want to have over their message, right? Their messaging is whatever their messaging is, and you can either choose to get the membership or not, but that's all you can do in this scenario, because the NRA is going to continue to go on as a lobbying organization for the manufacturers, if that's what the proposition is here, and I don't know. And
start another organization.
Ultimately, we're not going to do But who cares, ultimately, if you start another organization? Thanks for the call, Jones Inc. So you start another organization.
Yeah, who cares? It's a third organization, but it gives
more than
the
that.
choice.
There's the Second Amendment Foundation.
Well, there you
there's, the list goes on and on.
So pick the one that serves your interests best and financially support them.
Yes, and if you created your own, you would just be another little tiny drop in the bucket. It would be what I would say.
All right.
So it's one of the difficulties is sometimes you have to work within a system.
There are local nonprofits. There are large nonprofits. There are international nonprofits. Right.
In the area of guns, you can find something that directly appeals to you, but. For instance, in political parties, the Libertarian Party may not be 100% what you want. Yeah. So at which point, then what are you doing? You're writing in Bugs Bunny? Not like it's going to do anything. If you
start your own political party.
They tried that. 855-450-3733. It's 855-450-FREE here on Free Talk Live.
Poor Sam was a mess. Always itching, licking. His paws were soaking wet. He had bald spots on his back. DINOVITE.com. 2 weeks after he started Dynamite, I started seeing great improvements, and today 99% of his issues are non-existent. Dynovite is nutrition. Dynovite is the best thing you can do for your dog.
You won't believe how happy your dog will be.
I get my Dynovite from DINOVITE.com.
Free Talk Live is now on more than 200 radio stations nationwide. We've had more than 18 million podcast downloads, and we claim millions of listens a month. We're a multimedia ad venue with print, email, web, and terrestrial radio marketing platforms. We strive to have ad packages that cater to advertisers big and small. Contact me today at marketfreetalklive.com to see what we can do for you. Marketfreetalklive.com. If you're a local advertiser, contact this station. But if you can service a national audience, contact me, marketfreetalklive.com. The next generation wallet is coming from Divvy. In just a few taps, you'll be able to send, earn, spend, and exchange digital money in seconds. Send money around the globe with only a swipe. Instantly exchange between Divvy, Bitcoin, and fiat right in the mobile app and withdraw directly to your bank account. Divvy already offers the first one-tap solution for earning passive income with crypto. Multi-tiered masternodes allow everyone to partake in the network. Visit DivvyProject.org. DivvyProject.org.
Gold has definitely been on the move recently, and there is no more secure investment historically. McIlvaney ICA has been helping people take delivery of precious metals and find storage options for decades. They've helped thousands of investors with their precious metal IRAs. Call ICA today for your free portfolio review at 800-525-9556 or download their free report online at ICAGoldSilver.com to learn how you can double your gold and silver ounces even within an IRA. 800-525-9556. ICAGoldSilver.com.
If you're looking for work, you know the math. There are many more applicants than openings, so you need to stand out, not blend into the blah, blah, blah your interviewer is hearing from your competition. Here's a tip. In your interview, you will be judged more by the questions you ask than the answers you give. Yes, do anticipate the obvious job interview questions and prepare concise, insightful, glass half full sounding responses. And you should interview your interviewer. Seem genuinely curious about what will help get results. With money and attention so scarce now, effective communication skills have never been more important. You want to cut through the clutter. For more tips for job seekers and making all the other conversations you have more productive, hit survivalspeech.com. I'm Holland Cook.
So you've heard all 3 hours of the latest episode of Free Talk Live, and you're still hungry for liberty-oriented audio content? Did you know that we have another 24/7 audio stream at LRN.FM? The Liberty Radio Network airs the latest episodes of some of the best liberty-oriented podcasts on the internet around the clock. In addition to recorded content, you'll also hear live shows like Free Talk Live, originating from our Keene, New Hampshire studio. So listen anytime at LRN.FM. That's LRN.FM.
Are you tired of governments murdering people around the world? Stop using their money. There is an alternative. Bitcoin is a stateless, free market, non-political currency. Bitcoin cannot be inflated or controlled by any government. By using their money, you are helping the state. Stop doing it. You have an incredible alternative available now. Learn it, use it, spread it. Get started with Bitcoin at bitcoin.com. That's bitcoin.com.
Now you can follow LRN.FM on the decentralized Mastodon social media platform at toot.lrn.fm, toot.lrn.fm.
Free Talk Live. Call in, talk about whatever's on your mind. It's Mark with you.
Richie Rich.
And Melanie.
The number 855-450-3733. It's 855-450-FREE. Intercoin is built to help decentralize power to the people and their local communities. Cryptography enables people to hold secure and private elections about any matter of community and governance, and could even be used for securely tallying and reporting results for national elections. It's absolutely true. Intercoin has also pioneered probability random polling that is unaffected by poor voter turnout or spoiler effects. It can be used to continuously adjust levers of monetary policy, such as how much UBI to issue the next day. Intercoin is attempting to regain some of the freedoms that are threatened on the internet and here in the real world. We think that's important here on Free Talk Live. So important that Free Talk Live accepted $40,000 worth of Intercoin tokens from Intercoin Inc. for advertising. If you think freedom is important too, check out Intercoin at intercoin.org. You can invest in this project and potentially make big gains, or just be involved and perhaps shape its future. Intercoin.org. That's intercoin.org. This is an exciting project and something that we should be keeping an eye on. The guys behind it are brilliant programmers. Intercoin.org. Let's go to Steve calling in from Virginia. Steve, you're on Free Talk Live.
Hey, Mark, welcome back.
Thank you,
I
Steve.
get your show here every Sunday, so I'm hoping you've had a couple of days to practice for tonight.
Well,
does it show?
That's cruel and funny.
Get used to what's called around here, and I mean, I don't take this as an insult as a listener, but I know people who refer to your show as Freak Talk Live.
Oh yeah, that's never happened before.
That's the Tuesday night show.
Yeah.
That's not the worst thing I've ever heard about us. But.
Yeah, we certainly are like if freaks are people who are on the fringes. Free Talk Live's moral and political philosophies are on the fringe of modern society. Plus, think about the weirdos that are on the air here. We got the ex-convict, the tranny. I mean, the list goes on.
Right, but you look at the people who are society's definitions of normal, and
it's frightening.
I don't want to be part of that normal group anyway.
Society ain't doing so well right now. I'm trying to hit up the black market right now to get a haircut. What the hell? Like that's what society brings you.
And you got a referral when you put that to the group here.
Go on Craigslist. I'm sure there's a Floby out there somewhere. Do-it-yourself haircut. But back to serious stuff. I'm really glad you're back, Mark. Because when you were out traveling the world, I was like, I don't know if you're ever coming back.
Yeah, I
like
think
we're having too much fun.
I add something a bit to the show too. I have a sort of a different take on issues than most folks here. So
a maturity, maybe,
perhaps.
Well, let me tell you something. That the last caller, occasionally this just goes by, and I thought Melanie might take it a little more towards him, but the issue is, I have to first of all make it clear that I used to be an NRA member back in the 90s, and I joined, and within less than a year of reading, their congressional this and that and what they were working on, and I realized you guys have no business taking my money under false pretenses and using it to compromise my God-given rights.
That's the appropriate response.
You can negotiate away. But so I didn't join again. But in direct response to the last caller, he was talking about, well, are they a lobbying organization as opposed to a civil rights organization? And this is something that all too often I'm encountering maybe in the last 10 years or so, ever since Obama kind of brought class warfare to the forefront in a way that we hadn't seen before. And that's the issue that define what the corporation or they're lobbying for. People own the corporation. People have rights too. People that own the companies that make the guns, they have rights that to make those guns and to sell them to whoever they want to. And so I understand that while the NRA is, I mean, Larry Pratt, Gunners of America, certainly a much better organization to stand up for our civil rights. But organizations like corporations and associations of different, they have a right to it. It's people that have gathered together to do something. So
Glock and Smith & Wesson both have rights in such that they're owned by people, but they don't have a right to ban 3D printing for you to make your own gun. They don't have a right to ban any of these things. And that's kind of my problem with the NRA, not that they represent manufacturers instead of owners.
What I got from what Steve said.
Manufacturers are just collections of people too.
What I got from what Steve said is that the NRA is the National Rifle Association, not the National Riflemen's Association, the National Rifle Association. It's an organization of manufacturers as opposed to an organization that you can buy membership to. Not like Gun Owners of America, which clearly refers to gun owners as opposed to gun manufacturers of America. So I found sort of the semantics within the argument, which is, of course, what always happens here on Free Talk Live. And I really appreciate the call, Steve. Thank you so much for that.
All right. Thank you. Have a great night.
Yep. 855-450-3733. It's 855-450-FREE. I don't think that an organization of gun manufacturers, should that be what NRA is, I don't know enough about the organization. I am legally disallowed from owning a gun, so I don't spend a lot of time racking my brain about which gun owners organization I'm going to be supporting, although I hear really wonderful things about the Second Amendment Foundation, mind you. I don't know, should there be a problem with a gun manufacturers organization selling memberships to the general public so that they can continue their mission of making life easier on gun manufacturers?
They should be able to sell it to the general public. It's whether or not the general public is willing to buy into the membership.
Anybody should be able to sell a membership to the general public as long as they're not doing so under false pretenses. And I think that the NRA is dishonest about who and what they are.
Okay. I hear you. I don't know what we do about it, but
well, you don't buy a membership, right? You don't buy a membership. You convince your friends and family or whatever to not buy a membership. You, from the loudest rooftop you can shout it from, you tell people that this is a dishonest organization. You shouldn't buy a membership.
Here's a really great opportunity for the NRA to have a commercial in the next commercial break where they educate the Free Talk Live listening audience on more than 200 radio stations across the United States on why they should be having a membership, but. They missed out on that opportunity because, by and large, the
any of their representatives can call in with the open lines.
The representatives are people. They can call in.
They can, because corporations can't dial phones like this number. 1-855-450-3733. That's 855-450-3733. Free Talk Live.
Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. local.bitcoin.com.
Do you want to work from home, get paid, and forward Liberty all at the same time? Free Talk Live is looking for account executives and appointment setters. If you've got a phone, a computer, internet connectivity, initiative, and a belief in the non-aggression principle, you're qualified. Earn up to $85,000 a year full-time, $25,000 a year part-time. Set your own hours, work from home, spread freedom. Join our team and work with one of the biggest leaders in the Liberty movement. Apply now at sales.freetalklive.com. Sales.freetalklive.com.
Free Talk Live.
I don't care what they wrote down on pieces of paper. The fact is, this government exists through consent. It exists through mass consent because people believe in it. It's a cult. People believe in the idea that it's okay to aggress against their neighbors so long as they have a good reason for it. They believe that it's okay to aggress against their neighbors so long as a majority of people walking into some booth check a box somewhere.
People spend more time thinking about the government and pledging allegiance to the flag than they do. Many people spend more time pledging allegiance to the flag than they do praying to their God. Their religion is this government.
It's actually, if you believe in like the Christian religion and all that, putting other gods above your God is usually a pretty bad thing.
Yeah, to me, the Pledge of Allegiance is simply a prayer to the God of the government.
It's essentially religious indoctrination for the state.
Free Talk Live, 7 nights a week from 7 to 10 Eastern, live on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
So you've signed the Shire Society Declaration and are planning your move to New Hampshire to be around more liberty-oriented people. Next, sign up for the Shire Society Forum at forum.shiresociety.com. There are a bunch of people there who are already in the Shire, and they want to meet you. If you're already in the Shire physically, you should also come by the forums. Remember, not everyone uses Facebook. New people are signing up for the Shire Society Forum every month, so drop in and say hello at forum.shiresociety.com. If you want to know the latest about Free Talk Live before we go on the air, all you need to decide is how you want it delivered. It's your choice. Visit news.freetalklive.com to receive our usually weekly news updates by email. Plus, we have a Twitter account at twitter.freetalklive.com, and you can follow us on the decentralized Mastodon platform at toot.freetalklive.com. So please follow us at toot.freetalklive.com and sign up for our emails at news.freetalklive.com.
The political world is a maddening cesspool of corruption and lies. Nobody tells the truth. Nobody keeps campaign promises. Nobody obeys the Constitution. Nobody puts the people first. How can we ever escape this web of tyranny? Vote for nobody.
Hi, my name is Nobody. I'm running for governor of New Hampshire because nobody knows how to live your life better than you do, and nobody deserves that kind of power. I want to put you back in control of your money, your lifestyle, your work, your body, and your life. Nobody should rule you but you. New Hampshire convicts many people of so-called crimes that should never have been prosecuted. If elected, I will pardon every victimless crime in New Hampshire history. This includes drug, gambling, prostitution, gun, and driving offenses. Nobody should have a criminal record when they have not harmed anybody.
Wouldn't it be nice to have nobody telling you what to do? Learn more at electnobody.com. electnobody.com.
This is the Liberty Radio Network, broadcasting the latest liberty-oriented audio content 24 hours a day at LRN.FM.
Free Talk Live. It's Mark with you,
Richie Rich,
and Melanie.
You can go shopping with your cryptocurrency at saveatpurse.com. You go to saveatpurse.com, you can save, well, between like 15 25% on everything, pretty much, most things, the vast majority of things at Amazon. And right about now, people are buying a lot of stuff on Amazon. Well, how about buying some of your stuff with your cryptocurrency at saveatpurse.com? That's saveatpurse.com. Once you sign up for your account there, saveatpurse.com, Free Talk Live will get a small smidgen of your purchase price every time you do it.
Is there a restricted category when you say almost anything? Because I thought it's basically like you tell someone to buy the thing for you and you pay them the crypto and they ship it to you.
Yeah, Ian has done a lot of this, and he's found a few different sort of ways that things are listed that it just doesn't work. And I don't know the specifics on it, but the vast majority of things, it's unlikely you're going to run into a problem.
Okay.
But there you go. Let's go to Fred calling in from Michigan. Fred, you're on Free Talk Live.
Hello?
Hello, Fred. You're on Free Talk Live.
Yeah. I'm just calling in, I guess, in defense of the NRA.
Great.
My old man was he was a lifetime member.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember reading them magazines when I was just a little kid, and there was an entry in every, I think it was bi-monthly, but it was called The Armed Citizen, and it was about people that had, even by brandishing a gun, had annihilated violence.
Yeah.
And it seems to me it's a good thing to support something that supports your liberty.
As I said, I think it's a net good.
Whether or not they support our liberty is kind of the issue in disputes.
Yeah, that's the crux of the argument.
Well, do they support all of your liberties? And I think the answer is no, right? Like they're behind several different sort of gun regulations out there that disallow all kinds of things. But
there's no octopus that doesn't have tentacles.
All right.
Everybody's got to feed. And it's an ugly world we live in, but you got to see through the smoke.
So are you saying that we have to accept that the organization is not going to be one of principle and then support it anyway?
I'm saying that it is probably one of the more responsible organizations that we are going to contend with.
Big ones.
They are upstanding of our rights, not the government's rights.
Well,
if we're talking about the difference between us and the state, then I would largely agree. But then,
but then they wouldn't be supporting the gun restrictions.
Save your batteries. Learn to make powder. That's all I got to say.
Thanks for the call, Fred. The number, 855-450-3733. It's 855-450-FREE. Let's go to Doug calling in from Virginia. A lot of calls tonight. Doug, you're on Free Talk Live. Doug, Free Talk Live.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I was going to call to ask your opinions on the 4 senators that did the stock trading prior to the COVID-19 meetings, and then kind of like a prior, and then they did stock trading, and before they knew, it's a long time history of this. Is long before these 4 senators. Nancy Pelosi used to do initial public offerings and make us fortune on them, and it changed the law because of her.
Yep.
And then these four senators recently did the major stock trades. But the biggest one in history, if you study history, is Franklin Roosevelt let Joe Kennedy in on the prohibition being lifted.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. And then went to Churchill prior to the lifting of the prohibition and made the Kennedy family a fortune.
Yeah.
And that was like, you talked about insider trading.
In Scotch, as I recall.
I don't think you can get around insider trading because information doesn't travel at equal speeds. That
doesn't make it okay, though. I mean, you know.
So if you get information on some sort of stock tip or whatever, you're going to say like, well, it would be rude of me to make more money or to get my money out before I lose all my money. Just because the next guy's not going to have the same information.
That's beyond insider trading, though. That's the equivalent of saying, well, I know next week that I'm going to blow up the Coke factory, so let me dump all my Coke stock. Like, that's beyond insider trading. You're also creating the problem that's going to cause the stock move, and it is an aggression. It's not just like, well, I'm going to stop buying Coca-Cola. Like, if you're criminalizing liquor, that's the issue.
Right, and this is sort of Doug. This is sort of this is a feature of the system. This isn't a problem, right? Like, the problem is that we have been told our entire lives this is government of, by, and for the people. That is a lie. Okay,
I'm with you that.
Once we distinguish that it is in fact a lie, then we see that this is a feature, and that politicians who get into the House of Representatives and the Senate and all that stuff are very likely to go from not being a millionaire to being a millionaire pretty quickly. And Americans are so busy chasing their tails over the few people that manage to become billionaires in the marketplace, servicing people, that they can't see that their politicians are the ones that are ripping them off.
Yeah, like the NRA, the U.S. government does not represent you.
They certainly don't.
Oh, but like you can ask Martha Stewart her opinion.
Yeah, and the thing is that how do you stop this though? I mean,
that's the thing. You can't stop it.
You can't stop it.
Because those people get information faster than you, and they're not supposed to act on it. That's dumb.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Then don't you remember when Hillary Clinton slammed the pharmaceutical companies and it was selling short at the same time? There's so many incidents of it, but then you isolate four senators, 1 Democrat, 3 Republican. It's an ongoing situation. It's not like it's ever going to go away.
There can be selling short your own stock is a little bit different, I think, than insider trading, even though it is a form of insider trading. That's more like betting against the team you manage in the NFL.
Right.
As a subset of sports betting as a whole, that's a little bit different.
Doug, I do appreciate the call. I'm going to have to let you go. Thank you for it. And this is an important issue, and he's absolutely right. So let's go to Edward calling in from Kentucky. Edward, you're on Free Talk Live.
Hey, good evening, everybody.
What's on your mind?
So my topic tonight is seeking clarity, and I think we could all agree that's what those who seek freedom and who long to at least have a chance to live a free life, that's what we always have been seeking truth. And so coming up in the 80s, 90s, obviously we didn't grow up with the internet. Internet came early 90s. moves into the 90s, and it wasn't until basically 06 where I could kind of confirm everything that all these questions I had. Before, I had to go into the library and try and find a Jim Marrs Crossfire book that killed Kennedy.
Those are awesome.
Anything out there is just like, all right, I know I'm being lied to, so let me confirm that I'm being lied to. And so obviously turning that into conversation of what's presently going on, I'm just trying to seek some clarity in this whole thing. It's because we've all been preparing for it, knowing that it's coming, and now that it's here, it's just like,
what is the it?
Oh, it's
what?
The it is whatever you want to call it, the crackdown, the lockdown, the suppression of free speech, the freedom to assemble.
Can you predict the future out a couple of months for me?
Say again, Mark?
Can you predict the future out a couple of months for me?
I'm not big on that, but you guys have been talking about it the last couple of days on there. Obviously, this whole digital dollar deal, the whole wanting to track everything, the whole wanting to limit speech, you're arresting people for jogging on the beach and for paddle boarding and for getting out in the sun, and everything that you would think to do to combat this and to actually have some sane choices, they do the opposite of.
Well, you know what politicians are doing? It's a vote them out in the next election.
Thanks for the call. Call in again soon. Thank you so much. The number, 855-450-3733. It's 855-450-FREE. I think we all do want a little clarity. And you could call in and give us some. The number, 855-450-3733. Free Talk Live.
Would you like to get back that full head of hair from years past? Now, there is Reveal. Beverly Hills celebrity dermatologist Dr. Nathan Newman took nearly a decade to develop Reveal from natural botanicals to return to a full-body head of hair. Reveal for men and women with a 30-day money-back guarantee at gcnlife.com or toll-free 844-443-6637. 844-443-6637. Reveal at gcnlife.com.
Attention all radio listeners who still need food supplies. If you've thought about the implication of food-related supply chain disruptions and are concerned about the coming quarantines, this will be the most important message you will ever hear. Here's why. In the next few days, all Americans will face extremely hard choices. If we've learned anything from China and Italy, it's that quarantines and enforced lockdowns are just a few days away here in the U.S. Listen, while dehydrated food is becoming scarce, you can still get enough open pollinated heirloom seeds to grow a 1-acre crisis garden. The truth is, growing nutrient-dense vegetables in the days ahead may actually be the single most important thing you do. Go to survivalseedbank.com and watch the new video to understand the nature of the threat. This could be life-saving. Lockdowns can last from 6 to 8 weeks. Get free bonus seeds, special quarantine reports too. Go to survivalseedbank.com. That's survivalseedbank.com.
Are you afraid to go to the mailbox because of letter after letter from the IRS? Are they stacking on more and more penalties and interest? By now, you know the problem won't go away on its own. Don't let the IRS chase you to your grave with penalties and interest and liens and levies. You need real help now. I'm Dan Pilla. I wrote the book on tax debt settlement, and I help thousands of people solve tax problems they thought couldn't be solved. I can help you too. Call 800-34-NO-TAX or go to my website, danpilla.com. That's danpilla.com. danpilla.com.
Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm.
If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm. LRN.FM now has a Discord. Discord is a free text and voice chat platform, and we now have our own server with a bunch of channels at discord.lrn.fm. You can join other listeners as they chat about various things during our live shows, or anytime, day or night. Discord software is available cross-platform, so you can have it on whatever device you want and take your chats anywhere. Join our Discord at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm. The new 4th edition of Healing Our World, The Compassion of Libertarianism will take your understanding of liberty to a deeper level and has over 1,300 updated references, new cartoons, and a foreword by Dr. Ron Paul. With discounts for multiple book purchases, the 4th edition of Healing Our World is a great gift for the liberals, pragmatists, environmentalists, and Christians in your life who think libertarianism is cold-hearted. Get yours today at healing.freetalklive.com and use promo code FTL for a $5 discount.
You can sign up to receive the latest about the Liberty Radio Network via our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. That's updates.lrn.fm.
Free Talk Live. I'm not giving the number. We got a lot of calls. It's Mark with you.
Richie Rich.
And Melanie.
Going through this. We got to get these calls rapid fire. Thank you to the amplifiers. Thank you to Travis, who's Gold Amplifier. That means that he's gone to amp.freetalklive.com like you could, like you should, like I wish you would. That's amp.freetalklive.com. A silver amplifier is what we ask. That's $5 a month. Gold amplifiers are $10. It's Travis at, that's his name, and it's amp.freetalklive.com. Chris calling in from Virginia. Chris, you're on Free Talk Live.
Yeah, hey, how you guys doing? Hello, America. Yeah,
all the ships at sea.
Yes, all ships at sea. Our governor passed for gun laws on Good Friday, which is his little Easter gift to us here in Virginia, as we're all locked down.
Keeping you safe.
And latest word. Yes, latest word, he's going to try to do the assault weapons ban again. He couldn't do it before. People in his own party basically pushed back on that. But, yeah, I have an AK-47, and a lot of people I know have AR-15s, various assault rifles, as you call it, assault, quote-unquote, rifle, whatever.
Black rifles?
I'd like
Are
to
you
see him try.
prepared to use it at this time?
I'm prepared to hide it.
Okay. So as good as not having it then.
Well, it depends.
Yeah,
I mean, if you're hiding it like in your bedroom, then it's good for home invaders.
Well, I don't think it's the time to use it because it's likely the governor of Virginia will not get what they want. So, what do you need to go to prison for the rest of your life for if the governor of Virginia isn't going to get what he wants?
Well, if it doesn't
I'm not going to do that.
Right.
But it's going to be, well, they own everything. They own the governorship of both houses. But even when they tried to pass it before, people in his own party said, "Don't be a fruitcake. You're basically going to start a civil war."
Do you think that do you think that that's likely to happen again? The Democrat, I didn't realize it was all three, segment houses there that the Democrats had. Do you think that's going to happen again in the near future in Virginia? Or
I think they would do it while we're locked down. I would not be surprised at all because our extension is till June 10th. Our lockdown is officially, according to our lovely Governor Northam, June 10th. Yeah.
Wow.
He's such a nice guy.
Call in and keep us updated, Chris. I really want to hear about this. I'm not going to give the number. Let's go to Gene, the Christian anarchist, calling on this is the Amplifier Discord line. Gene, you're on Free Talk Live.
Yeah, I wanted to mention how this whole lockdown scenario seems to be just another mind control game. They're playing games with people. I think that's an experiment to see how obedient the American people are, just how much they'll put up with.
The answer is very and a lot.
I would agree with that to a large extent. When they said mind control, I would kind of
We thought we were going to go with the 5G towers.
Yeah, that's not how I wouldn't classify that as mind control, but I agree with the definition of what you said.
A social conditioning experiment where they're basically trying to get everybody to behave themselves, do what they're told, and like the previous caller said, turn in your weapons. I mean, if people will sit home and not go to a restaurant or not go jogging on the beach, not go for a picnic,
or not go to work. That's kind of the most harmful thing. Not go to work.
Not go to work and neglect your own family's needs because some people in Washington D.C. tell you to,
or your local governors, your local state capital.
There's not too much of anything the American people won't give up if they're told to by somebody in a uniform.
Sure,
it's just
true.
And
if that ain't the truth right now.
And I gotta say, I was surprised about. I don't get surprised about how bad things are a lot, but I can't remember the last time I did. But I was surprised by not that it happened or that they tried to do it, but by the reaction to this, which has just been astounding applause, apparently for most people.
I'm afraid we get the government that we deserve, I guess, and it looks like we deserve to be under tyranny because nobody will stand up to these guys.
And it's right now the projections for COVID-19 deaths are lower than even the influenza was in 2017. I mean, this is very recent past, and it didn't reach that numbers. Now, of course, we can't see what would happen in the absence of the lockdowns. We don't know. But we do know that these numbers that they've got are difficult to sort of pin down.
But what we do know is either...
Thanks for the call, Gene.
Either staying home keeps you safe or it does not. If it does and you're worried about it, you can stay home. That was always legal. It was always legal to stay in your house.
And it would be easier to have people drop stuff off right about now, too.
But you wouldn't have gotten the government check if you did it voluntarily.
Then... we're not accomplishing anything.
And if it's people over the age of 65 that are in the biggest danger, then just adopt one of them and drop stuff off at their house. Surely they can make a telephone call.
And if you're to that point where you're in the most dangerous age, you should have had savings by now. Your living expenses should be taken care of. You should have been on top of that.
And if not, people would still send you food. I mean, that's what Meals on Wheels does.
Yeah, people would still send you food anyway. But
let's go to Mortified Penguin calling in on the Discord line. Penguin, you're on Free Talk Live.
Hey guys, I just want to talk about really briefly the NRA. From what I understand, the NRA is not really there to represent the gun owners necessarily. Does kind of represent, I guess, the gun manufacturers, but mostly what they do actually is their original purpose, and still core of what they do is they're like a safety and educational organization. It's a huge part of what they do. So they basically are the go-to, like the organization that certifies all what's the guy saying, like range officers and firearms instructors.
So would that
and
be
they
part
have
of
that
your
little
you can do that without advocating and lobbying for gun regulations, though. If that's what they did, then I would be a fan of the NRA.
But the regulations are for
that's
safety.
all they did.
Yeah, I'm neutral. I'm neutral on them. I actually don't even care about the NRA, but I mean, they are one function they do serve is they actually do certify like the firearms instructors, and they have that Eagle cartoon guy that says tells kids not to touch guns. So I mean, that's a big part of it.
Is that a cartoon? What? Who is it?
They have a cartoon character that teaches kids not to like mess with guns and stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Thanks for the call. Appreciate it, Penguin. Here's some talk back there, and can't live with that. When I was a kid, my dad's gun was in the closet, and it was there my entire youth. I never touched that thing because I was told not to. I just kind of wonder. I mean, I guess some kids are just more curious than others. I would have never done that. I mean, did we go out and fire it? Yeah. But that was when we were going to go out and fire it.
Well, and safes exist, and I'm pretty sure safes existed.
No, we didn't have one.
They existed.
I understand.
So, I mean, I have a gun safe. I got a gun safe when I was pregnant because I was like, I'm not going to play the game of let me biasedly guess when my child's old enough to find a gun.
Sure.
I'm just going to get a safe. And they're not that expensive. And so if you as a parent should secure your weapons from your small children.
Right. Safes exist, but there's also high things too. When Jack was young, we didn't feel like we had a lot of disposable income, and we put things. You put Laura's guns were put up high. So there you go. Let's go to David calling in from New Mexico. David, you're on Free Talk Live.
So is your dad's gun out of the closet now?
I don't know. I'd be really curious where that 22
Flying the
is.
gun freak flag.
Yeah. Fred snuck 2 calls by you guys again, and I'd like to talk about what you're talking about, but you're out of time.
Did that happen?
The call screener?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, it happened again. Fred's good at it. Hi, Fred. How you doing? You're good at it.
I had no idea.
Maybe it's not Fred. It's a conspiracy.
It's a conspiracy. So anyway, I'm listening to you on KENN in Farmington, New Mexico, and Nate Duckett is the mayor of Farmington, New Mexico, and I need your help. You're a radio expert, Mark, and electioneering. Now, Eddie Aragon of KIVA Radio in New Mexico got sued by fellow candidates. They were running against him because he had his own radio station and he was promoting his position when he was running for office, and he had to either give up the radio station or give up being on air, or give up running as a candidate. So he chose to not be a candidate anymore. And Nate Duckett is a sitting mayor, used to be a city councilman in Farmington, and he has a 2-hour radio program every Saturday afternoon, and he talks about civic issues. So where does electioneering under state law, he's a mayor, that you know of, what are you aware of on that, Mark?
Well, different municipalities and regions vary, but if you're running for office, it's my understanding the station has to offer equal time to the opposition. So they would have to offer, time to anybody who's running against Nate Duckett, and not just say, never mind. It's Free Talk Live. Check us out at freetalklive.com. David, thank you for the call. And right, the NRA, gun safety, that part of their message is really great. Keep them away out of reach of you kids. Free Talk Live.
Remember when you first heard about Bitcoin? How long did it take you to realize this little project would soon change the world? Do you kind of wish you had gotten involved sooner? Well, now is your chance to be part of the next revolution in money. Intercoin is working to finally make crypto go mainstream. It's designed to be scalable enough to support everyday payments and even elections without the state. Bitcoin was originally supposed to be a peer-to-peer cash system, the way we would all pay one another without having to trust any third party. But instead, over time, it mostly became a store of value. That's because every 10 minutes, the Bitcoin network must put all transactions into a block, and that block can only hold so much. If crypto is to become mainstream, for everyone to use it in everyday payments, we need a new architecture, one that's as secure as Bitcoin while being far more scalable. Check out intercoin.org to find out more, and maybe pick up some of those coins for yourself.
Cell 411 is a free app for Android and iOS that replaces government-controlled 911. Cell 411 allows you to preset a group of friends or private organizations to show up at any emergency. Cell 411 is a nightmare for the state because it proves their so-called services aren't needed. Cell 411 has had thousands of installs, and of course it's covered by the BIPCOT no government license. Cell 411